It's sort of like a podcast.
I don't know if I want her to hear this.
But it's sort of not.
See, I would just want to be hugging people.
It's also sort of like a news update, but it's not.
Let me make this. 1, epic. 2, the funniest thing ever created. 3, epic. Let me tell you.
It's also sort of just me talking. I'm really dumb.
Well, why'd you put holes in your head, you dumb shit?
Because I need 2 holes to hear, and 2 holes to see, and 2 holes to breathe, and 1 to talk with my big dumb mouth. It's a very confusing thing, but essentially what I decided to call it is Thought Can. I just imagine your big chin just going, oh, what a tale you've told!
Really activating my neurons here. It's,
You're really getting them almonds, whatever it's called.
activated almonds.
What?
Yeah, almonds.
It's this weird health thing. Yeah, there was this, I think it was an Australian, health food guy, and he's like, "Are your almonds activated?"
I love how you know the fucking impetus of the meme. I literally, somebody just started saying it was in a group chat, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you dying?
Well, it's really funny if you look at the original, thing, because he's just talking about, I think it's if you soak almonds in water. It sounds like a load of bullshit. It probably is, but it's if you put your almonds in water, it will bring out some stuff in that, which makes no sense. Almonds are fucking almonds, dude. It's not gonna change.
I think what he's getting at is that when you make almonds, mass produce them, they soak them in water somewhere in the manufacturing process.
No. He was referring specifically to okay, so you have your almonds, now you gotta activate them.
Okay, bros, we need to get this show on the road.
We got the little button on the back of the almond.
You've got that. Yeah, you've got that shot in your hand, ready to go.
Well, no, not yet. I'm gonna pour it.
Love.
You know what? I'm so annoyed that we didn't get Hayden's reaction to me hijacking the show. No.
Don't worry, love. I'll do it again. Very candid.
Yeah, you know what? Do a real overreaction. Fucking smash your room.
I will stand up and I will break everything inside of this fucking room for all the bullshit that you put me through, love. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Thought Can. I'm your host, Dradix, and I'm joined here with Dan Hall.
That sounded like the normal kind of room break, if I'm being dead honest with you. I'm expecting more collateral damage, not less.
Well, collateral damage for what? Dan, nothing's happened. I'm just introducing you.
What are you talking about? Dan Harvey Weinstein was innocent? Oh?
Okay, fine. I'm joined here with Love. Hi, Love.
No,
did you want to talk so much? Hi.
That's funny. I just realized something today.
Yeah?
You know? I'm just getting right into it. I realized that on my mom's side, they have a last name. It has a Swedish letter in it. It's basically an A with a little ring over it, and it's pronounced O. But the thing is that on most online things, that letter basically gets omitted and replaced with an A, because, you gotta be able to make it formatable everywhere. And her Swedish name is Monson, but if you replace that with an A,
oh my god.
Oh.
So,
Oh no.
The truth finally comes out.
I do not have the name from that side of my family.
Love Manson.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be great, dude. I love that.
What?
I love Manson. I'm in his fan club, dude.
You know what? I just realized how awful that is as a name.
His album was sweet, though. You gotta be honest. Charles Manson is the most lovable murderer. He's the most lovable psychopath.
No!
Real fans followed his MySpace before it got corrupted in the data switch.
I'm serious. Okay, so if you watch his interviews, he is the most lovable psychopath, because he's just he does these weird things where he'll go on this long ass tangent about the nature of humanity, and you're just is he reading off a script? No, there's just things he's been thinking about while he's been in jail for like 30 years, and then after that, he just goes into like nonsense. He just start going blah 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 blah. It's like, what is going on? My favorite thing was when the interviewer asked him, like, if you could say anything to, what was it? I think it was his family or like, someone close to him, what would you say? Since this is his only interview outside of prison for a few years, and he's just like, can I go to the bathroom?
Oh my god.
Yeah, a few other people were trying to wake them up, and they wouldn't wake up, so we put on a Charles Manson interview in the audio channel, and I think we accidentally brainwashed our friend.
What? How?
Oh my god.
I'm just joking.
What the fuck? I was really... What?
I love how you just broke the tension with, dude, I just exaggerated it for the story purpose. Calm down.
Fuck, man.
This
I was
is
hoping
the
for
most
some, like,
insane-
more.
This is the most insane beginning to a thought can, which is fitting, since it is a momentous one, but you will know that later.
Yeah?
Okay, next shot.
Are we?
So I'm gonna announce, I haven't talked about this here, but I was never on a drunk can. But today I'm going to
This is
make
true.
this a drunk can, because I got a shot right here. Hashtag
Love?
4 shots in love. Okay.
Love?
Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't fucking count if you get drunk on ThoughtCan, because you get drunk on ThoughtCan a
No,
lot.
I've never gotten drunk on podcast.
You were drunk on the last one.
I was not drunk on the last one. I think you're being insulting, Hayden.
Your eyes were blurry, knees weak, arms were
My eyes were
scurry.
blurry. What is this, creepypasta? There we go. You can't stop me, Hayden. This is cyberspace.
All right,
I'm gonna
fine.
get my line out.
You know what would make me laugh is if Adobe Audition just crashed again.
Oh my God.
Oh, God. Okay, a little context, because I noticed sometimes when things break, we don't actually say on the second recording, and so people don't
Yeah,
know what
and
we're talking about. Yeah, we need to re-record. Not very much, just like the first 10 minutes.
I was gonna say, but this is probably more disorganized than the first recording.
Absolutely. No, yeah, it is. Listen, let's get back on track
I did
here.
talk about Charles Manson when in the first minute.
Let's get back on track, people. Come on. Like, the
Hey.
the thing that really matters here is that we got Dan back
Dan.
on again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only been, what, like 5-6 months?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wow. That almost is a year. Wow.
6 months is not almost a year, it's a
It's,
half.
not, it's really not!
Where the time go? 5 months?
That's like less than half of a year.
I said that's almost. Oh wait, I meant to say that's almost half a
And
year.
that
Did I not say
Hey,
that?
that reminds
Yeah.
me. I was as I've said, I was re-listening to that episode today, and you said, see, here's the thing, Hayden. You have these weird little mannerisms that imply that you're like senile, but then you like ask you like, what were you talking about, Hayden? You're just like, oh yeah, it's real. But like you were talking about like I was talking about how people were writing Scooby-Doo reviews the current year on this Blu-ray thing, and you were like, I can't believe people are writing things in 2016. I was like, does he think it's 2016?
Listen, love. Maybe I just was a little confused. We're in a Discord call. I'm talking to friends.
I'm drunk and I'm less confused than you.
Listen, man. This is why I don't need to drink. I don't need the buzz. I'm stupid my whole life, but I can't fix it.
People have a lot of people who haven't drank has a lot of misconceptions about what it's like to be drunk because they think you literally cannot understand reality. As in, like,
No, yeah.
Oh, I have a
Yeah,
story
do
for
it.
that, but after that's a after recording.
Oh, okay.
But I,
That's the thing about drunk stories, actually, and another reason why drunk can't happen anymore is because sometimes people spill things that you really shouldn't spill
I
in a
spilled some
public
things
area.
yesterday, Nicole.
Well, do you remember at the end of the drunk can, Matt and Dustin had both had a bit to drink, and Matt just went on this fucking
About the Jews.
random tangent bashing Egoraptor?
Sort of.
Like
It's
I don't
something
care
do
if
that.
you don't. No, it's still in there.
Is it?
And I
Oh.
got really like annoyed, and I'm like, both of you shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Because like I don't care if you don't like Egoraptor. It's just it's obnoxious.
It
I
is.
was like, fuck
No,
off.
yeah. Drunk people are like the most
Hey,
obnoxious thing in the world.
you
Like
take that
it
back.
makes
Yeah,
me angry.
you gotta be drinking with, first of all, with friends, and just in general with other people. It's a
Yeah.
lot more enjoyable.
I just like walking.
No, and I spent so much time like I grew up with my mom as a bartender, and then I worked in a bar for 3 years. So I've been around that bar life like a little too much. So it could just be me too. Like I'm just burnt out by it.
You guys think I don't hear you?
I'm just trying to drown you out right now, like how you drown out your problems.
Yeah, love, you fucking drunk.
See, I don't. here's the thing. Here's the thing I've realized about sending messages while drunk. It's the fact that, like, the reason people send slurred messages while drunk is because the I don't give a fuck factor is just, like, ramped up, and you just don't care. But, like, you can write coherent messages while drunk, you just have to slow.
Well, like, I know a friend who, he would sort of get placebo drunk. You know, that sort of drunk where it's like, oh, you've had a bit to drink and you're buzzed, but you're leaning into it trying to play it up. So he would, like, he would type to me and I knew he was faking typos. You know, and I don't think he was, like, deliberately fake. Like, he was just buzzed enough to do something that stupid.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, he was, he would just, like, fake typos to me, and I could totally tell, and I was talking along.
I mean, like, and also, I think it's that you're just trying to get yourself in that mood, because you're already on that road, and you know you're going to get there eventually.
Yeah.
I don't understand...
So why not fake it till you make it,
I don't understand getting drunk on beer, quite frankly, because it just makes you feel gross, because it's, like, so much fatty liquid you gotta just pour all in, I don't know. It's a little...
Well,
beer is a matter of taste. I'm not really a beer guy either. I like spirits.
I
like my go-to whenever I go to like any bar is just some Jack and Coke or whiskey.
Hey, very classy.
It's reasonably.
It is also reasonably priced.
Jack and Coke is actually the one easy to make alcoholic drink, and I think tastes good. It's like spiky Coke.
Spiky Coke. See, I actually like it because it offsets the fizziness of Coke. I don't like soft drinks for that reason.
Oh wow.
I like the fizz. But I mean, I'll occasionally have a Coke. It's like a really like shitty hot day or something. Like, you know, it's tough. But like, yeah, most of the time I don't really.
I love me some Dr. Pepper. That's my stuff.
Yeah, so I had Dr. Pepper when I went to Japan in 2013, and it was awful. And I was like, wow, this stuff sucks. And then my friend from high school, he really likes Dr. Pepper, but I'd always just say no, because I was like, oh, I tried it and I don't really like it.
Yeah.
Then I was at Dustin's, and he's like, oh, I got some Dr. Pepper, and I'm like, you know what? I've heard there might be a difference, I'll try this. And then I tried the American one, which is the one we have here as well, and I'm like, okay, this is actually good. It doesn't feel like it's dissolving my teeth.
So is the Japan one more like sugar?
I guess it the way it felt is like it felt like it was eating away at your actual teeth as you had it. It obviously wasn't, but that's how fizzy and just terrible it was. And it didn't have a very nice flavor going on either.
See, the amazing thing is that, like, I've had imported American Dr. Pepper, and that's very different from the Swedish one.
Yeah, apparently European soft drinks are, like, they're a lot closer to juice than, in some, not all soft drinks. But like, no, I'm not saying it's worse, but apparently that's, like, the difference. Yeah, no, it's interesting.
See, I don't know, I've realized, like, over talking to a lot of American people that, like, unhealthy in America versus in Europe, it's a very different thing. Because, like, unhealthy in Europe is, like, you know, it's a very different thing. It's like base level in the United States. In the United States, like, I'm going to pour butter on this fucking chocolate waffle, and I'm going to consume it, and I'm going to fucking just, like, pour it. I don't know. Listen, I can't think anymore. Okay, but what the heck was I against?
Talking about unhealthy in Europe.
Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah, but it's very different, and it makes me a little sad because I really think that, like, in the US you are kind of like brought up on that. Like, that's kind of just how you, I don't know, how you see things, because, like, you're just fed shit from the beginning.
Sort of. I kind of noticed it depending on where I was. It's just like a lifestyle thing. A lot of people there, like, kind of, I think nowadays are sort of breaking out of it. But yeah, no, like, fast food in the States is crazy. Like, it's pretty good stuff. It's just really fucking not good for you.
Yeah, 100%.
God damn, Chick-fil-A's fucking amazing.
Okay.
Like, that will kill me.
I'm of the unpopular party that doesn't like a Chick-fil-A. We got one, like, right down the road, so it's real easy access. And as soon as lunch happens, that thing is just full. Like, everybody packed in there. In, out. It's like maybe an hour. It'll be totally packed, and then after the hour, it's totally empty. So we can go in there at any time, get Chick-fil-A. It's no big deal. But every time we do, me and my brother are just like, it's fine.
That's fair. what was it? There was another. I was going to bring up another fast food.
Five Guys?
I tried Five Guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the packed places. So I went into the In-N-Out Burger on Hollywood.
Oh.
That was impressive.
That's packed.
Yeah, that there's just no room to breathe. It was hectic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I was in there with my friend Jordan and his girlfriend Kelsey. Great folks. But yeah, no, it was absolutely packed, and they had to have a security guard like in there. Like, I think a homeless guy wandered in at one point, and he had to tell the guy like, "Nah, you gotta leave." And I was like, "Holy shit, this is
Did you
crazy."
order something?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I got I can't remember, but In-N-Out burgers are very nice. They taste like my big point of praise. Yeah, they don't taste like a fast food burger. It's like when you go to like a barbecue or something, and it's a proper fresh burger. It's really nice. In-N-Out was good.
And also, probably the difference between yours and mine is that you got it at Hollywood, whereas mine's off in Washington. Maybe there's like quality. Or
Yeah,
more quality
the Chick-fil-A I got it a couple times. I got it in California, obviously, somewhere around the LA area. Not like in LA, somewhere. SoCal. Just being vague. But yeah, so went there. That was really good. I had it at an airport in North Carolina, and I also had it at a mall in North Carolina. I liked it. Everything, pretty good stuff. What else? What other horrible fast food treats?
Have you ever gotten one of those deep fried Twinkies or a deep fried like any kind of candy?
Fucking shitting me?
No, I have never gotten deep fried.
This is what I'm talking about. You just talk
Have
to
you
her
really
and
never
casually
heard of
bring this
it?
up like.
No,
they
well,
just-
I've heard of it, but I've never got.
Here's the thing, Americans just casually bringing up like, hey, were you into fucking drinking 2 liters of butter contest? It's like, no, I was not.
It's a festive thing, and it's also, by the way, it's disgusting. Like, you need it with a
Shot number 5.
You need it with like a big glass of milk, and that was the mistake that I made when I first had it back in like 2007. I had no water, I had no milk, I had nothing. I just had the deep fried Twinkie that I got at like some festival, and I was walking around.
And
in,
you
like,
can have my
100
deep
degree
fried
weather,
Twinkie anytime.
ready to die, and it was the worst until I finally got like a tiny little water bottle from my aunt.
I'm gonna take the 5th shot now. One.
I like how Love's here talking about unhealthy food, and meanwhile he's kickstarting his late 30s alcoholism.
No, listen. I'm moderated, quite frankly, because I always know that I'll do it during weekends, but no other time. I've never broken this except today. But okay,
Love, it's fucking Friday.
You're slipping.
I'm going to lead this into before I get too unlucid. I gotta lead this into just like I watched a lot of shit. I watched a lot of things. For example, I actually. I wanna talk about this. I went to a one of the last fucking video stores because they're fucking gone. But I checked out what they had since they're kind of just gone. They had these 2 Blu-ray boxes that were basically every single Alfred Hitchcock movie in 2 Blu-ray sets. And that's pretty cool. So I got that. But
Wow.
yeah, I watched a ton of shit. But something I watched recently that I've had this bumpy, insane journey with has been I've been watching the first 10 episodes of JoJo. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, that is. And it's been this insane up and down journey because, like, I made a tweet about this, but this is how seriously how it was. At first few episodes, I was like, this is really cool, that's a cool story arc. Then, it got so stupid that it was funny. Like, it was so unbelievably stupid.
Oh, did you get to, like, the Hamon or whatever?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And, and then...
Oh,
it got
naturally,
so
the Hamon.
And then briefly, it got so stupid it was annoying. I was like, what the fuck is it? But then, at the end of 10 episodes, it just clicked and I was like, it's so stupid, it's brilliant. It's just, it's perfect. Because like, listen, I would describe JoJo as basically like, the story of Dracula combined with Dragon Ball, combined with whatever, performed at the Down syndrome fucking ward. I mean, it's just, listen. My favorite, there was one moment for me that personified the entire fucking thing. That just, it was such a perfect moment. It feels like a fucking parody, but it isn't. JoJo has this amazingly, like, okay, this is sort of a thing of anime in general, but with JoJo, it is ridiculous. The exposition, where somebody will do something, and then there will be a character next to him and be like, oh my god, he's doing that, and he just explains it in detail. My favorite one was, whatever. So, JoJo...
Man, you're already losing it, dude.
JoJo sort
It's
of
like
mentor.
nobody's saying anything, and you're just like, just whatever.
No. See, listen. JoJo's sort of mentor throughout the first few episodes. He like sort of he gets killed, and he's like, I'm going to he transfers his life energy to JoJo. You see this like big animation of like it all is transferred to JoJo, and he's like, I'm going to help you fight, and then as he is gray on the ground in dust, and he's basically dead, he's just like, I have transferred my life energy to you, JoJo. It's like, are you shitting me? It's just, like, you need to exposition that badly. He's dead. He's dead on the ground. He uses his final words to be like, I have transferred. I know you have.
Oh god. No, that's good. That's cool. You're enjoying it though.
I love it.
Obligatory. The manga is also very good if you're reading.
Yeah.
And there's a 1990s OVA that is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh god, it's fantastic. My favorite thing is also like every now and then they just cut to Dio like fucking kicking puppies and talking in movie theaters. It's like what the fuck? It's like they just cut to, it's like, yeah, he's a bad guy.
Wait, does he actually?
No, but I mean,
Yeah, he does kick a puppy.
Oh my god.
No, that was just an example. I just mean like every time he cut to him, he's just like he's doing something terrible. It's like it's great. It's like the most cookie cutter way of like making you hate the bad guy, but it's perfect. It's like I love it.
Well, I think it's great because like he doesn't waste time with it. Like Dio just steps out of the carriage and fucking kicks. I forget the first JoJo's. I don't think it's JoJo. He kicks his fucking dog. The first thing he does, he just kicks his dog.
Dude, there was a fucked up scene in that I was like, whoa, they're actually doing that. Where like there's this mom in his fucking like chamber who's like pleading him not to kill her baby, and he's just like, well, I won't kill your baby, and then he's like, but I'm going to he like transforms her into one of his weird vampire things, and then she eats her baby because she's turned into a weird vampire. It's like it's really fucked up.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I was gonna say. I'm dying. And also, one thing that keeps me motivated watching JoJo is that the intro is fucking amazing, and also, of course, the outro. I mean, it's famous. It's I love it. As much as it was memed, it's an amazing outro. The way it like does the intro thing, and it just goes in. Listen,
I've missed hearing you like just tumble over your own words.
Listen, I'm completely lucid.
No, I know. This is just a normal thing from you, but it's funny every time.
Yeah, like, I have this weird thing where I want to make all these, like, videos, analytical videos of, like, oh, I want to talk about this show and all that, but then I don't ever do it because it's too much work and I don't want to write all the fucking script. And so I just I just bottle up all my thoughts and shriek them out on podcasts. I don't care.
I like how inherently more chaotic this second recording.
Dude,
I just love fucking that love. You say that you're lucid, and you know what? I believe you. And how I know I believe you is because I know that this is how you really talk.
I sound like Dale Gribble.
The bit that kills me, but I didn't want to interrupt you because I was thinking you keep doing it, but the bit that fucking kills me is at the end where you're just like, the music is so...
Yeah,
The intro is fucking great. I don't
Just
care what
silence.
the first OP to JoJo is amazing. It reminds me of the Django soundtrack, where it's like, JoJo. It's great. Fucking 10 out of 10. Great show. It's not that good at it.
After all that, it's not good?
No, I'm saying it, I said 10 out of 10, but then I want to retract that statement because it's not a 10 out of 10.
I
What
can
is
see
wrong
like
with you?
I can see like the Word document of your analysis notes forming like in midair in front of you.
Listen, okay?
Oh
Also,
my
one thing in
God.
JoJo
Never
is
mind.
how the
That part killed me.
Another amazing thing in JoJo is how the characters keep getting horribly dismembered in different ways, and they're just like, I'm fine. It's like, what the fuck? Oh.
Oh god.
Oh,
Also, it is a little
gosh,
distracting how literally every single fucking character and location is a music reference, and like, I don't know, I don't think I'm supposed to get half of them, but there's just too many. There's every single thing.
Oh no. The best description for JoJo is it's a manga artist's insidious plan to make everyone listen to his
Yeah,
playlist.
exactly.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I already listened to like half those songs. You know what? It kind of works too. I don't watch JoJo. My brother does, but he watched it, got into all of those songs, and now I have too. So
The thing about JoJo is that it's a little distracting because half of the like a few minutes of every episode is me thinking about just like, oh, is that music reference just slightly altered to be Japanese because they had to alter a few like, oh, okay. My favorite thing
Well, for me, oh no,
my favorite reference personally was the big fucking weird retard man who like kills them, who's named Tarkus, because that makes sense, because the fucking original thing was like this weird giant tank armadillo thing, and it makes sense that would be his. I don't know.
Tarkus?
Yeah, Tarkus. I love that name because
sorry.
it's really ominous, but it's this album by Emerson, Lake and Palmer that it has this 20-something minute song called Tarkus, and it's really great because it's fucking weird. That's basically my review from most of my fucking music. Is just it's great because it's fucking weird.
I was gonna say, Tom pointed out because I'm not massive into JoJo, but I just sort of enjoy the general stuff about it. And I have the manga down. Read. He pointed out to me that because oh my god, I forgot the artist, the creator, because he's so into music, like both new and old. He pointed out there's a very likely chance there could be a stand called Sicko Mode.
Oh my
And,
gosh.
I'm just like, oh god. And I said to him, like, no, isn't that like... Doesn't he, like, stay behind a couple generations of music? He's like, no, he stays current. And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my.
So, there's just some food for thought there.
I'm glad that I got that. Wow.
That's fucking. Oh.
Yeah, because I heard of fucking like Sicko Mode 2 days ago. So nice.
Great.
I don't understand the fuss around the song.
I'm sure it's mostly just like a meme, like how
Yeah.
songs become
Or
memes.
like a party
Meme,
track or
mate.
something.
Or
Yeah.
are a party track, yeah.
I'm excited. Mac DeMarco's doing a new album in like 2 months, and I'm pretty damn
Oh my
excited
gosh, is
for
he?
that because I heard the single he did, and it sounds very much like This Old Dog, but he's combining some stuff. Like it sounds very down to earth. Like he's writing lyrics, not about just bullshit. Just writing about his life.
Yeah, I really like Mac DeMarcus,
fun.
yeah.
Actually, Tom and Nace were up at my place in February. We went and saw OCs live. I was telling Bob about that. They're my favorite band. They're fucking amazing. I think you would like them, Bob.
I will.
You should check them out. But yeah, we saw them, and there was a band that played for them, and an Australian band called Orb. They were also fantastic. I also think you would like them. Yeah, that was cool. Getting to see your favorite band live. I've only been to 2. That's my second live show I've made conscious effort to go to, and it's probably my favorite of the 2 I've done. I saw Death Grips live, which is really that's exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. OCs was more intense because I think I was just more into the music a little bit. Like I like Death Grips, but I love OCs, and the fact that they have 2 fucking
Oh yeah,
drummers,
that's
I love
fucking.
it. There needs to be more double drummer band.
Yeah. Doesn't King Gizzard have 2 drums? There seems to be a sort of a wave of cool music coming out of Australia right now.
Yeah, I mean OCs are California, but
Oh. I don't know why I assumed they were from. I think I might have been.
I introduced them as because King Giz cites them as one of their favorite bands and inspirations. But Australia at the moment is getting affiliated with psych rock and experimental rock. Lots of good stuff coming out. Yeah.
So, hey.
Yes.
What are you doing currently, creative?
I am looking up pictures of turtles.
Fuck you.
I'm So I have the skeleton audio that I have for
Killing
John
skeletons?
to put all of our audio together, so he has like a baseline to work off of, so he doesn't get confused. In fact,
Baseline?
fun fact, he used to, when he first started editing ThoughtCan, splice all of our audio together manually without any help from a skeleton.
man.
And that took days. So he doesn't do that anymore.
Oh, see, the thing I always do with Killing Skeletons is that I just like at the beginning of the podcast, I just pull out my headphones for a little bit and let everyone like do a bunch of weird noises, and then that gets recorded by my mic, and so I sync it up perfectly with that. Yeah. Yeah, it works pretty well. Speaking of Killing Skeletons, oh god,
Oh gosh,
getting
oh gosh, is it happening?
Wait, I almost fell off my bed. Okay, so
Love!
Killing Skeletons is getting
Love, don't fall off your
Killing
bed,
Skeletons
crack
is-
your head.
Killing Skeletons is soon getting rebooted in a more produced form with more segments, video, all that shit. Gonna be fucking great. It might be called Hyper Skellies. I don't know.
Love, now that this is happening,
my go-to.
Love, now that this is
I
happening,
feel with Killing Skeletons, I feel like I'm in a band because every idea I have, I want to go forward with, but I have to be like, I should probably ask them first.
I like
Love.
to think this is like this is an interview with someone, and the interviewee is just interrupting the interviewer.
Hayden, go ahead.
Love.
Hayden, go ahead.
Love, now that this is happening, why don't you actually describe to the audience what Chilling Skeletons is?
Have you ever been in a car accident before?
Yes.
It's that bitch. No, look, listen, Chilling Skeletons to me, it's basically like, it's a lot, it's me, a guy named Dylan, and a guy named Owen. We're all kind of vaguely
Italian.
broken human beings, and we all have a very dumb, very absurd, and absurd dark sense of humor, and that's basically Chilling Skeletons. For me, Chilling Skeletons had to become sort of, it's become a weird thing where like, because I'm on some other podcast where like some other podcast I shan't mention, wherein I can't do certain things because that is not aligned with their values. Chilling Skeletons to me is like the
That's where you might speak and creativity.
yeah, perhaps. Yeah, Chilling Skeletons to me is like my freedom. It's like I just do whatever the fuck I want with Chilling Skeletons. I just don't. But I do want to restart with the produced format, like, because the thing that's fucked up about Chilling Skeletons is that a lot of the episodes are horribly mixed. A lot of the episodes just are not very good, and so I just want to reboot it because at this point there's just too many.
Hey, Love, can I step in here
Absolutely.
for a moment and ask a question?
Absolutely.
This is business can now for 2 seconds. What if you hired John?
Here's the thing. I am way too hands-on to hire an editor, but if I would hire, I probably would hire John, to be fair, because he does amazingly on podcast. He the things I've listened to, I literally messaged John after I heard the first few episodes he edited. I was like, John, your editing is fucking good. But
Really?
I need to go back and like compare that audio because I'm certain there'd be.
Oh my god, yeah, because I didn't do anything to clean up the audio in the
Right.
beginning. So John does.
Oh boy. Yeah.
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 I mean, there are some really cursed episodes where like one person's connection gets flaky and then they're fucked. for the
Dude,
rest
I
of
don't
the
go
episode.
back and listen to a
Oh,
lot of
do you-
podcasts, but the ones I do, I'm like, oh my god, this audio is on the internet.
Yep. How it would work with me editing it is like, I'd be like, well, this sucks, but I can't do anything about it. And so I'd listen to it for like 2 hours, and somehow my brain would get used to it. I'd be like, no, this is fine.
See, there's a big difference, but I realized this during Chilling Skeletons, that there's a big difference between interpretable and fine and listenable. There's a very big difference between those two. Like, because you can make them up, but like, a listener who just came to the channel is not going to go for this bullshit to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bear for this horrible audio.
On that note, Love, you do still have kind of a garbleness to your
crackle.
audio. A crackle,
Yeah.
Are you fucking shitting me? God, I'm gonna kill my family. Hold on.
John, pause the episode. I think we can fix
Really,
this.
really living up to that Manson surname. Oh shit, Love's getting his dynamo out.
Listen, I am way too intoxicated to be dealing with this shit.
I know. The drunk guy.
It feels like a monkey just like, oh.
Maybe we'll just have to live with it.
Is this better?
No. Well,
Does it
yeah.
work? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
know what,
that's actually
good.
yeah!
That's
okay,
fine.
I'm not moving
Yeah.
anything
Yay!
from now on. I'm gonna
Cool.
take another shot. Hold on.
Love!
I'm gonna take a half shot. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
I want you alive by the end of this!
What is your poison?
It's Jägermeister. That's my usual because it makes me nice and docile, as opposed to Jack Daniels that just makes me get a headache.
Fair.
I mean, Jack, you never drink straight. You gotta mix that shit.
Yeah.
That's
no,
why
Jack is
Jack and
awful
Co?
on its own as a whiskey. It's a very bad whiskey.
here's the half shot.
But when mixed,
That's more than a half shot. Hold
honestly, if I could, usually if I had like the choice, I like J&B is a nice cheap whiskey, and Wild Turkey is also pretty good.
on. You know,
Um,
I've been on the search for like I want to know, is there, you know, this is actually a question to the audience. This is a question to everyone. Is there liquor out there that is above 30% or something that is actually drinkable? Like that you can actually I don't want that. You know what? That's a bad idea. Don't tell me. Because if there's something that I can chug, goddamn, no, I'm not going to do that.
No. Do not encourage love. I mean this. Don't encourage him.
I literally have a bottle of Wild Turkey American honey right up above me that's
Yeah.
35.5%.
But Hayden wants to be superior to me. He wants to look. I mean, Dan. He wants to look down on me.
Love, don't worry. I always
Dude,
look down
I'm
on
listening
you.
to Tarkus right now, and it's fucking sick. I actually, you know, I gotta just tell you, Tarkus, down by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I have that on vinyl, and like I love when albums do this weird thing where like they have this insane lore behind them. Where like, for example, with Tarkus, it has this beautiful fucking cover where it's like this cool illustration, but inside it has the backstory of the fucking thing on the cover. Insane.
Oh my god.
I love a weird fucking album art. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Listen,
So Dan,
you're
now it's your
right.
turn. Please tell us about your weird fucking album
Yeah, go
art
ahead.
that you love.
Trying to think of one that's really weird. I mean, I guess OCs have weird stuff. But,
What even is OCs? Because I'm only familiar with the conventional phrase OCs.
It's the Orange County.
Okay.
Hold on.
so they've had a bunch of name changes, but it's currently like O as in OH and C's as in SES.
Oh.
What? I just looked up. Okay, wait, hold on. O-H?
OH SEES.
Yeah.
S-E-S.
Oh,
And it's usually the name they're most well known by is their second most recent one, which is the OCs. It's just the with two E's.
fucking hell. I'm trying to look this up on Spotify.
Use the OCs and you'll find it immediately. They're like a garage rock band. They started off doing like folk music kind of stuff, and then around about 2008, 2010, they started to branch off like electric stuff. But yeah, no, they're a fantastic band. Really, really good. I like all of their music is fantastic.
I can't find it.
Love,
Link you their page.
love, don't cry.
Dude,
Love, I said at the beginning of this, don't cry.
Bitch, I feel my fat. No. Listen,
Bitch, I feel my
can't
fat.
I can't handle this one, bro. I'm not gonna look up the OCs right now.
I'll link it to you later.
I'm sorry, the OCs. I can't support you.
See, when you're drunk, you just don't know how to talk. And you just dump your brain.
I would argue you know how to talk a little too well right now.
Dude, at the beginning of the episode, I was talking about how like Charles Manson goes on these insane rants, and you think like, is he reading off a script? That might be me while I'm drunk. I'm not sure.
No, Charles Manson was just pissed drunk all the time.
Yeah, well, dude, Charles Manson was a great guy.
Love.
I'm just joking. I'm not
These are all
get
going to be
into-
sound bites used much in the future.
I understand he's your grandfather on your mother's side, but
No!
you can just skip it over.
Charles Manson is my grand. Did you know that Charles Manson collaborated deeply with the Beach Boys? That's real. That's honestly real. He was in deep cahoots with them.
This is some fucking Alex Jones shit.
It's well documented. The funny thing is that, like, for example, there is a Beach Boys album from 1969 called 2020, and there's a song on it that is written by Charles Manson exclusively. The like, the lyrics are written completely by him, but they didn't credit him. Because 1969, as you might know, was a prolific time for Charles Manson. He did some things back in that time. Dude, I was going to, you know what, I'm just gonna dump out this idea because I don't think I'm ever going to do it because it's too much effort, but
Okay.
I was going to do this idea. I was going to do a parody of Storytime animated videos where the video's going to be called, like, my awkward experience at the park, and, like, it begins with me going, like, so I was at the park, and like, I tell the story for a bit, and then I just go, you know what, I'm just gonna address the elephant in the room. Charles Manson was completely innocent, okay? He was a great guy, and I go on a 20-minute, like, parade, like, telling you why Charles Manson was innocent. Like, I would literally, for this video, I would do research on, like, people who think he's innocent. And, like, I would do, like, the most, like, extensive research for that shit. And then I would have a segment where I talk about, like, he was friends with the Beach Boys. They don't talk much about him anymore, and I don't know why. He's such a great friend. But I literally...
Not only is this, like, completely easy to do, but you could so easily fill that 20 minutes, as you've proved on this podcast.
No, but it would have to be with, like, little visuals and all that, and I was going to make, like, a cute little Charles Manson in there, and
Oh my god.
But
Okay,
the best part is, like, the funniest part to me is that, like, the entire thing is basically implying that this is what the Storytime Manners would be talking about if it wasn't for that damn YouTube algorithm that they had to make money. This is what they...
pesky terms of service.
Yeah, this is what they would have been talking about. And at the end of the video, once again, I'm not going to make this, and this part, I don't know if I would have included this, but I wanted to make it part of the interview. It's like, yeah, this video was inspired by, and I just named several story times, like The Odd Ones Out, blah blah blah, and I just named it. I was like, it was inspired by these people. They do very similar to this. And I wanted to see how hard I could stir shit and see if I could get them to, like, respond to me. What the fuck? What is he doing?
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
well.
Listen, I just...
See, you've revealed your plan now.
I
Exactly.
workshopped this with my friend Kumbel, and it was so much fucking fun to talk about, but it's not happening. I'm not doing it.
Like how even Discord's trying to shut you up.
Like,
No, and the best thing
God.
is that... The best thing is that... See, I have this weird commitment to jokes that, like, I will not clarify that something is a joke for months. Just so that it does the joke justice. Like, for example, with that Charles Manson video, I would never at any point clarify that I was joking. I would literally make real arguments that people have made as to why Charles Manson is innocent. I would at no point clarify that it was a joke.
So you would go full
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, I would get full that. And, like, yeah. but then I realized that might be a bad idea.
yeah, you know what, love, that,
You know, you might have a point.
I think that might be your sober moment, love.
I love dying.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Okay, we're going to hit the break.
What should
then
be the
we're
commercial?
then we're gonna come back.
What should be the commercial?
I love all you guys.
This last time it was fucking Nancy Cartwright Scientology.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
That was fucking
Dan, I know
great.
you haven't seen the last Thought Can. We were talking about how Nancy Cartwright, who's a crazy Scientology follower, she's also the voice of Bart Simpson, and she would leave voice messages on random people's phones.
Bart Simpson's voice.
Yeah, doing
Yeah.
Bart Simpson's voice. Yeah.
Great.
Okay,
Why not for the ad of this one, you just put in,
Well, I mean, this is the last one too, so.
I think. Okay.
Sorry,
I think the funniest thing is right before you came in, Haydn. Love was like, "Yeah, no, I was watching the Scooby-Doo episode, and like we didn't really give you a chance to speak."
oh,
And then we do the first recording, and like it's pretty balanced, and then we just have like 40 minutes of conspiracies from Love.
I think you just speak for the first, like, listen, I'm sorry.
No, it's funny. I don't mind too much. It's pretty funny.
You know what? That is kind of true. I wish Dan talked a bit more. Because we had you talking, like, right there in the beginning, too. Like, before the thing crashed. You were, spilling everything.
you know, this is something I've come to
Spilling
realize.
the beans.
Something I've come to realize for Podcast is that my presence in podcast is like a fucking bulldozer running through a fucking like chopping mall, and like
It's like when me and Tom would do talking and drawing, and we would like
yes,
do
exactly,
everything in our power to
exactly.
derail it.
That was fucking funny. I don't know if it was ever released, but it was really funny. No. Well,
Didn't you guys? You had an episode that was never released where you both wanted to talk about what was it again? There was a subject that you kept wanting to come back to. It was years ago, so yeah.
Yeah, it was something to do with like game building or something. No, but it got released. Like Steven released the episode.
Really?
I'm trying to remember what. We would do the Wikipedia meme where like we would bring up something and then we'd read off the entire article from Wikipedia.
my
I
It's like,
love
God.
that shit. That was a great.
hey guys, I love playing Sonic Heroes as a 2004 video game developed by Sonic's like, and we would
I
just
love
like
that shit.
we would just go.
That was a great fucking meme.
That's probably one of the best things I've ever done in a group chat to derail it. Is just posting entire Wikipedia articles.
Yeah.
Now,
But because we'd do that because Steven would always post fucking pornography. In the goddamn-
To be fair, I would post
Like,
more.
talking to
I would post
channel.
way more. Listen,
Yeah, but like, okay, yes, but you weren't hypocritical in doing
I
so.
suppose. Listen, I
Like,
don't.
Steven's a good guy. I haven't talked to him in ages, but I'm sure he's doing fine. But yeah, no, but Tom and I would just fuck with him back then, and he would kick us from the call repeatedly during the podcast. And then the episode after, when like he removed us, he was like, "There's been some drama," and we were both like, "Jesus Christ, stop trying to spice it up." It was just us fucking with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's that simple.
That time was like, it was fun at the time, but looking back, it was fucking miserable.
aw.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just, what the hell was I doing?
Does he still do TMD?
Yeah, I do still actually do talking and drawing. And, it's, to me, talking and drawing is like, it's like talking to a 120-year-old man. You're like, he's still alive? I'm literally just on it because I just like being on podcast at this point. And talking and drawing, if you want to hear me at my most raw, where I literally do not give a fuck, talking and drawing is it. The last episode we recorded was insane. I literally... Oh, listen, and that's saying something because I'm drunk right now. Okay, so... what the hell? You know, I was gonna... oh yeah, but
You were gonna?
I was gonna say the thing about me, like, you know, being my presence in podcast being just a weird bulldozer through a fucking shopping mall, but like, that to me is what ruined a lot of the episode of BZ, for example, where I was doing this bit the entire time where I was just like, every time BZ would talk about something, I'd just be like, no, that's wrong, blah, 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 and I was really imposing, and I think VZ was just like, what's he talking about? Why is he saying, what do you mean I'm wrong? It's like,
Yeah, he plays it pretty straight.
he's way more
He's a
reserved, and I like.
He's a very normal, serious man.
You know,
he
V-Set
believes
is a
everything
cool,
he says.
V-Set is a cool guy, but at that time
He's great.
I was
No, yeah, I
fucking
mean that.
socially inept, and I did not understand that maybe I should have like altered my thing a bit to like, you know, talk to him like a human. V-Set, if you're out there, I'm a rapist.
This isn't live. This is like the in-between shit. I haven't banged anything.
I mean, I was talking to Love. I was like, there are certain Thorcan episodes I've done where if I could just delete them, I
Same
probably
here,
would,
man.
because I made some jokes in very poor taste.
I have been worse than that. There's some I truly was. Well, okay.
Well, and I don't think I've told anybody this, but I have this paranoia that someday, and I'm at this point where I really just think it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. There's going to come a time where somebody on ThoughtCan, no one in particular, and I mean that, just it could really be anybody, years in the future, will message me and say, Haydn, I want you to delete every
That's
episode
terrifying.
of ThoughtCan that I have been on because it's copyright infringement and I don't want to be on them. And then I just
Oh,
have
it's not copyright infringement, but they killed us.
That is
Like,
truly terrifying, dude. Like
There's just a couple episodes where like an edgy joke was made, and I'm like, God, I wish I could just delete that. It's really
Hayden,
bad.
you
like when we're joking about like Pulp Fiction, and obviously Quentin Tarantino loves his N-word.
yeah.
Oh.
And just some really bad taste jokes were made.
Oh,
And I was like,
Oh damn!
Clearly wasn't like anything genuine, but God.
You should see
Oh,
Joe's
damn.
skeletons.
I am definitely. We are all on this boat together, aren't we?
Yeah,
And the boat has a big letter on the front,
Hey, I'm serious.
and we will never get off.
2 letters.
Hey, no, I'm completely serious. The thing you're talking about, where like somebody comes in and like, I want this deleted. That is something I have fucking nightmares about. Like people like in my past come in and like, I want this deleted off the internet. I was like, oh shit, I can't. What can I do?
Yeah.
I mean, half the reason I don't ask is 1, it's your channel,
Yeah.
and 2, like, all those jokes are 1 in context, 2, like, you can kind of see that I'm not the same exact person as I was in prior episodes.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of all good.
Uh-huh.
I hear somebody talk
But-
about this. I just realized that when it comes to the humor, well, okay, I've definitely changed. I've gotten better, but I'm not gotten less fucking horrible.
You sound very confident.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen is my crutch in conversations. I just say it until.
That's Nolan's crutch as well. You'd use that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, listen.
Listen. I don't know. I think I've adopted it from one of you, but I say it to a friend of mine like all the time now.
I love that because it's like. It's a funny crutch. It's like because you just keep going. Listen.
Yeah.
Because it makes you sound desperate. You're like, I need to.
It sounds like shit's gotten real. Like
Yeah,
you're just
exactly.
like, listen,
Yeah, exactly.
listen.
It's funny.
I know one that I use a lot is I'm like, look, real talk.
Yeah, I love it. Dude, Dan, I was gonna say
That's
this.
so fucking
During the
true.
last episode, me and Haydn were talking about things that people say that make us like them instantly. And I remember mine that Dan, you said you kept saying this phrase throughout the early podcast episodes that made me like you instantly. And it was the fact you would always refer to me as my dude. And that
Oh yeah,
just-
yeah. I used to use my dude a lot.
it instantly endears me to you. And I don't know why. It's one of those things.
You know what, Dan? Actually, I started picking up my dude and started using it in conversation all the time. And I started getting other people to say my dude as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh hell yeah! It was my dude. Then it was like my man, my mans, and the final evolution is my schman.
Oh,
That's
great.
one that gets used a
Dude,
lot.
you-
Yeah, I just love the term schman.
Dude, do you ever fucking just watch GDQ and you're like, this is a nice speed run, and then the announcement comes out and it's like, my mother died of cancer, my brother died of everything. it's like, dude, I was having a fun time watching Majora's Mask speed run.
Oh, I actually kind of like. It sounds terrible, but I love that about GDQ. Just the tonal clash.
I just
and the clips you get out of it. Like I feel really bad.
Yeah.
Like it's clear that like
yeah.
they lost a relative and they get to see something really cool. It's like, oh, this is a nice way to remember them. But there's better ways to remember them than killing the mood like
Hey,
that.
GDQ, I assume you're listening to this, all of you, but listen, this is how I would have changed it, okay?
This isn't fucking live, love.
So I'm talking to the future podcasters. Okay, so you're okay. So this is what I would tell you to do. Okay, you have like fucking 30-minute moments in between speedruns where like people are sitting by a round table. Read some donations then and have them pop up on the bottom of the screen. Let's have a look. Yeah, there was a great moment. I watched a Castlevania 2 speedrun a few months ago where
Yeah.
so the runner like actually was the one who brought it to the forefront, and it was like a twist. It was like, oh shit! Like, okay, so there was a donation that was like it was referring to the runner's dad, and it was like, haha, I'm your dad. And they were joking about it, and then the runner was like, haha, yeah, my dad's actually dead. And I was like, oh shit! They turned it around. I thought there was going to be a donation.
Okay, so there's a really funny story from PAX.
Okay.
Just this last year. So I was hanging out with a bunch of the runners, like Worcester Bar, a couple of people, and we started playing the bottle flip game,
Oh yeah,
where you fill up a water bottle like part way with water, and you have to get consecutive
I won
flips.
that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, our friends were commentating Crash Team Racing, and we were off to the side near the front in this little circle of people sitting cross-legged on the floor with a bottle of water. Like, we were so easily like pleased with this fucking water bottle.
Yeah.
So we're playing it, and then they're commentating it, and this is a circle of like 8 people, and every time someone got a flip, we go, oh, oh! And then whenever they broke the record, we would cheer. We would, like, yell. And this is, like... Yeah, and it would, like... It was very distracting to, like, the runners. And, like, we felt a little bad, but at the same time it was so funny because we had to get asked... Like, they weren't going to kick us out because we were runners, but they're like, yeah, look, you guys are making a lot of noise. Could you just finish up and, like, maybe just do it in another area? And we're like, okay, we'll stop here. That's fair enough.
I've noticed that.
We're making quite a racket.
I've noticed that.
But you know the best part? There's a better story in here that I'm gonna, like, get into. So there's this Australian YouTube channel. Don't watch it, it's terrible. Called Square-Eyed Jack. He's honestly one of the worst game review channels I've ever watched.
Wow, okay.
Like, I mean, no hate to his grind or anything, you know, you do your thing, but man, he sucks. So, just like a really aggressive, violent sense of humor, and he talks like he's recounting a story like this, and he shifts his tone up and down, because that's how he was taught to speak. And he has a really bogan accent, so he's like, I went to PAX last week, and I had a great time. I thought PAX was really good.
It sounds like a curse.
That's how he sounds. So he goes to PAX, right? That's what, I was there at PAX. So it turns out there's a part in the video, and it's become a running joke now in the Australian speedrun community, where a friend of mine was playing the game, CTR, he was running it, and he mentioned offhand that, oh yeah, I don't really like the soundtrack that much, which is fair, because it's much more generic than the original trilogy, but that's all he was getting at, right? Yeah. So, in his video, he's like, I even got to see a speedrun of Crash Team Racing, but then the runner said he didn't like the soundtrack, which honestly made me want to break his nose. I'm just like, Jesus Christ!
That's amazing. That's the funniest shit. Just like, you're literally recounting a con event. This isn't something that you were like distant from. You're like, it's literally like saying, it's like saying, I went to a party today and you're filming the party. It's like, I wanted to kill that guy, quite frankly. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Like, fucking Nace was helping him commentate and everything.
Oh.
and so, like, he's like, yeah, I wanted to break his nose. So there's this running joke of, like, where, like, our boy Tilts is gonna throw down with Square-Eyed Jack. But the best part is, he was filming and the footage was muted when he showed the footage. Yeah. You know why, right?
Why was it?
Because we were off screaming like fucking retards at a bottle flip game the entire time he would have been recording that.
Dude, I've noticed.
What video is this, by the way, where he says this?
I will link it with the timestamp.
Okay.
There's gonna be some typing noise.
Dude, there is not a single... I've never seen a bottle flip challenge where people don't go apeshit. Like, every single one.
Well, my current name in the Australian Speedrun Marathon server is Bottle Flip World Champion.
That's fucking great. Me?
By the way, I should say, just for the sake of John, if you're going to fade into anything, please fade into Dan's bottle flip story, because everything else before was kind of BS.
No, it was great! Dude,
a lot of it was personal shit that we can't say on a public server, love.
Excuse me, we didn't say anything bad, you fucking...
Love! God fucking damn it!
Bleep that, John.
Alright, here we go.
Oh, he looks unlikable.
And then I also have... I know, right? He looks like a fat version of Sid from Toy Story.
Sid from Toy Story.
Hey, if you don't... John, if you don't include that stuff, I will literally break your fucking nose.
Oh yeah, hang on. There's one more edit that I made. I made this. We were just making a bunch of fucking Square-Eyed Jack memes.
Oh no.
And I posted this.
This episode's sponsored in part by Square-Eyed Jack.
That's great.
Square-Eyed Jack.
No!
Nace Parsomer.
Dude,
I like how the background is the bottle flip gang.
That's great. Here we go. I'm gonna critique Square-Eyed Jack live.
Alright.
Oh no!
Guys, welcome to the roast of Square-Eyed Jack.
This is like when I went on Pizza Party, and the most notable thing I did related to the topic was fucking talk shit on Mr. Enter.
Oh no!
This is Mr. Enter. Don't even get me. Okay, listen. This is Miss.
I mean, I feel like everything that can be said about him has been said, so I wasn't really adding anything when I said it.
To be fair, yeah. No, here's the thing about Mysterious Mr. Enter, and I think I said this directly to him at some point. in the comments thing.
Oh my god.
No, because there was a video where he's talking about like critiques and all that, and I was saying, I was talking about like how, yeah, I think people might have been too harsh on blah blah blah, and I like just going like, this is the problem people have, because I do really want to lay it out concise and clear that the reason people think his reviews are fucking silly is because the way he narrates shit, he gets way too invested within the personal like morals of characters within SpongeBob, and he's like, Patrick is a terrible person.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you really just need to get, like, you get way too deep in, listen, okay.
I think that's a thing a lot of
love how,
people
like-
do, by the way.
I like how there's like 4 people in your head trying to talk at once about the same topic.
I sound, listen, this is hard for a boy like me, okay?
Life is
You're
just
having
too
a
hard for you
difficult
right
time.
now, love.
Let's go on Square Dex Twitter.
Oh god. Oh Jesus! I've opened up Pandora's
Okay,
box.
love, let's not get too invested in Square-Eyed
This
Jack.
is bullshit. This is all Hey, Square Dex, if you're out there, I will
Oh, we
kill
were,
you.
we were. I mean, we were having a bit of a joke at his expense in one of the ASM servers. It was really mean, horrible stuff. But it was like, oh, he calls himself Square-Eyed Jack 'cause he didn't want to use his real name of Munted Face Mike.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Just being really mean.
Alright,
Like,
we're fucking
in fairness-
done with
Okay.
fucking Square-Eyed Jack.
My final word on the matter. He did threaten to physically harm one of the runners.
That's true.
so.
That's true. That's
even
true.
even as a joke, that is in very bad taste.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
100%.
Dude, and over the music of Crash Team Racing, nonetheless. Not over a personal encounter, over the music.
Like, it's not like a crappy nostalgia critic video where the violence is happening to a character.
Yeah.
He was talking about a real person,
Yeah.
and what set him off was he said he didn't like the soundtrack very much.
Made me want to break his fucking neck.
I want to fucking kill his family.
What if he made a follow-up video where he's like, so guys, I did it.
I
I
hope
broke
there's-
his neck.
Dude, I hope there's a count for Square Jack on this. It's like, you're just misrepresenting, right? Dude, that's not what I said. Okay, so...
I hope... No, guys, alright, here's the final word. I can only hope and pray that Square-Eyed Jack comments on this video.
Hayden, I have a...
Today, I watched the new episode of ThoughtCam. I thought it was pretty good until I got up to the part where that Dan guy brought me up and started shit-talking me. It made me want to punch his teeth in.
Kill his family. No, but... Dude,
I want to rip both his arms off.
Hayden, I gotta just ask. I assume that we're letting this one run, since it is, is the final one. We're letting this run. Okay, good.
Yes, okay,
Fine.
okay,
I
okay,
wanna keep
okay.
talking.
Alright, so we'll
So we
say this
introed with some lovely YouTube trash talk, but it's time to get down to brass tacks, everyone. Welcome
Wait,
back.
the intro
to-
is 1 hour and 14 minutes long?
No, it's not the fucking
Yes.
intro. We went to commercial. You twink.
Yeah, but John will include a lot of... John, seriously.
John, this is the end, so you know you
This
can
is
do
the
whatever
end.
you want.
My dad...
But that's the truth, guys.
Oh, that's like that video you made back.
Yeah, dude, when Talking Drawing was like, when everyone was leaving Talking Drawing, I made a shitpost video about it, and it was pretty funny.
This episode is sponsored in part by Square-Eyed Jack. Square-Eyed Jack kills Nate.
I can't handle this one, I'm not gonna look at the
I see what people mean when they criticize Los Angeles as a city.
Yeah, I just gotta say, a few episodes ago, there was like this perfect foreshadowing for this episode where like we both talked about how having to make anything, regardless of how
This is the end, so you know you
This
can
is
do
the
whatever
end.
you want.
my dad.
But that's the truth, guys.
Oh, that's like that video you made back.
Yeah, dude, when Talking Drawing was like, when everyone was leaving Talking Drawing, I made a shitpost video about it, and it was pretty funny.
That was good. Yeah, I like.
I remember back when I would put all that effort into shitpost videos and me, whatever. Now I just, put that effort into,
So, guys,
Yeah.
as I was saying, fucking love. I mean, We said it like about 4 or 5 times now. ThoughtCan is ending, and I mean that for real this time.
We'll see.
It's just not really something that I'm interested in as much as I used to be. Now that I'm finally out of college, I'm a lot more interested in single projects, and John feels the same way. We both want to try and focus our efforts on doing videos that just have a lot more effort to them, and scheduling thought cans on a bi-weekly basis or tri-weekly basis does suck up a lot of time that I could be spending writing a script or editing a video or whatever, etc.
No hate.
And honestly, like, ThoughtCan, I think ran its course. And we had, like, all our fun and our conversations, and we reminisce on it so much. It's been going on, let's say, almost 5 years.
No, not at
And
all. It's been going
Holy
since
shit!
2015.
Yeah, 'cause it started in 2015.
2015, was it? I thought it was 14.
Oh my god,
Oh,
he's
okay,
right.
I think you did begin in 14.
See, usually
Yes.
I'm the one on top of all the years because I'm discussing autism, but so listen, I'm always on top of that shit, but Hayden actually got me this time.
2014. Yeah, so ThoughtCan is, and I say almost 5 years, because it's like, sort of, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's like 4.5.
But yeah,
Like
it's
Hayden,
been going
I
on for
gotta
just
say,
so damn long, and there's no reason to keep it going like this, you know, if we don't have to.
Hayden, I just gotta.
Yeah, and I mean, you do,
I do.
do a lot of streaming now, anyway. Like, so
Well,
you
and
get
not only that,
engagement and
I try to stream when I can. I have a job now, though, so it gets in the way. But I still do when I can. But also, I'm getting into animation now, like frame-by-frame animation, etc. I have 2 projects that I'm working on now, and one of them is almost done and almost out. And I want to get into stuff like that, and I want to get back into film and, you know, that world again. And yeah.
Hayden. Yeah, I just gotta say, a few episodes ago, there was like this perfect foreshadowing for this episode where like we both talked about how having to make anything, regardless of how time consuming it is, on a consistent schedule for the internet is like, it steals your life. I don't know, it's really hard to do. And like, I think that conversation was foreshadowing for this.
It was also the episode prior to this one, where I literally
and you
said...
literally say, I want to end Vodka, I was like, does he want to end Vodka?
I said, like, every 2 weeks I have a conversation with myself about ending ThoughtCan. Yeah.
No, and to me, when I heard that, I was just like, well, Hayden thinks about ending Vodka every 5 seconds, so I don't... To me, it was just like, it's never going to happen.
But it is.
Yeah, because like, every now and then you're just like, I'm going to end Vodka, I'm like, sure you are, Hayden.
Well, I remember before Hayden jumped in, Love was like, maybe I should leave a comment on the newest episode and be like, I cursed this podcast.
I was talking about this, how I was literally going today to comment on the new Vodka release. I was talking about, I cursed this podcast to end next episode, and I was like, I feel like Hayden's not going to like that.
I mean, all things considered, that would have been pretty funny.
I mean, you still got time to do it. This episode isn't going up immediately.
This is a recording, it's not live.
And I am drunk, so I have an excuse.
Yes.
Dude, I'm like Chris Chan right now, because Chris Chan, while he is doing conscious actions, he's like, it's because of my autism. It's like, you're doing it consciously.
It's because of my autism. That's an amazing voice you just made.
Dude, I'm good at talking like
God.
Chris Chan. I'm like,
That's me, Chris Chan. Today I'm going to talk about the haters. I'm a encyclopedia man.
dude, that...
I like how the trick is to like fade your voice in and out
It's like,
because he starts to go like really quiet.
And I'm being a twin.
Hold on, let me... another half shot, hold on.
Oh, God. But yeah.
I actually can't pour it confidently now, there's some dripping.
Love, put it away.
I don't have paper
If
at
you're
my desk.
dripping all over the place, that's when you pack it in, alright?
Here comes the half shot.
No, that's when he's just gonna go straight for the bottle.
Hayden, I'm so depressed. No, Hayden, seriously, I'm you know, I think this is, you did good with Spockcan. You made a good many good episodes with John, and you did good.
Thank you. I mean, the show wouldn't have been Love.
Oh my
Despite how much I complain about maintaining order around here, it's the absolute cacophony of nonsense from these wonderful people that makes the show what it is.
It was especially, I mean, like,
Yeah,
I'm glad, by the way, that you did
See-
trim the cast down.
Yes.
Because I would bring people on,
Yeah,
and then
that-
it kind
that-
of just like, I brought on too many people, I'm like, oh god, oh fuck.
And my problem as like a host is that I'm too fucking nice. Like I would be like, oh, there's 7 people. Oh, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. They're all having a good time. It's fine.
I'm just too good.
It doesn't fucking work. It just simply doesn't.
Yeah. I just realized these few episodes can be considered revenge because of the era during when Dan brought out everyone, and it was just Dan and yours talking at all times, and now I'm subconsciously taking my revenge by just bulldozing every episode with me. And
Yeah, I mean,
every time
I'd
Dan
like
talks.
a little quieter. Because like when you do these, like I was for a while kind of leaning into like not a character, I guess like a persona, like acting a certain way because you know it's gonna be recorded and people are gonna watch, so you have fun.
Well, and also there's like it's a performance, so in a way I kind of hope people would do that. That we'd come in and be like, let's have a good time, because oh my god, we had episodes.
I was gonna say because we were saying during the gap, the little break, because I don't know how much of that will be kept in, but like man, some jokes were made in bad taste. But like I mean that was just like the environment, the atmosphere.
And also, like, sometimes we would have episodes where people had, like, low energy, and that would kill it. Just utterly kill it. And I hated those episodes. But again, they still exist, and they probably shouldn't have.
And some episodes we would have too high energy, and Haydn would be like, this is terrible. And we would be like, it's funny.
Love would say, with one eye open and the other eye clouded over. It's funny. No, but we would say things that were like, we weren't sure if it was appropriate. Fucking the art style became like my primary focus.
Oh yeah,
dude, I love the new little things for the episode.
I like the thumbnail composition. Yeah, it's very clean.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Like the whole way that we did Thought Can in the beginning was like, oh, you can see everyone that's in the episode, but then over time the background became more zoomed out and like. Then you look at it and you're like, I can't see shit. Yeah. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at.
You know, I wanna recall a few Thought Cam moments in the final episode. I have, personally, this is the the obvious one, but like when you got Caddy in to record, that was weird. That was a surreal experience, and it was great. But I wish I wouldn't have been such a fucking weird little spaz. Like I was like 16 years old at the time, and I was like. I don't know, I just sounded like a fucking retard, but it was,
true.
We had some okay conversations.
It's true, like I was so keen to get Caddy in that I didn't even think about how people would react to it. So
yeah, no, to be fair, that was a pretty fun
episode. Was, though. It actually worked great.
That was the first one I listened to in full, I think, because that was the one right before me.
Yeah, that's true. It was me, it was Caddy, it was Love. Was it John? Was John there too, or no?
I don't know.
Wow, I can't even remember. Hold on, let me check.
I remember the second time, I was like mildly annoyed and Nolan was genuinely salty because you like did an impromptu Caddy thing, and you got like probably not the most optimal cast.
So let me explain myself with that fucking just such a fucking mess. Okay, I wanted to bring on Caddy for a second time, and he was really excited to do it. He's like, yeah, let's absolutely do it. I love Thought Can. It was really fun the last time, so I'm like, awesome, great. So, but this was close to the time that I did a episode where it was, me, you, Dan, Nolan, Dustin, we were all just in a Skype call, randomly. And then I just turned on my recorder. And I just started talking.
Dude, you had such a habit back then of recording Skype calls and turning them into
it's because the first time he did it, I decided I'd like act really over the top about him hitting the record.
Yeah.
And then that's why you kept it, because it was like I would always respond with some sort of a reaction to be funny. Mm-hmm. It was good.
But the thing was, it became kind of unhealthy too, because that's what I did for the Caddy.
It got vaguely creepy after a while.
That too. Also, that's what I did with Caddy. I was like, this'll.
Think about this. You were technically recording an underage boy at the time, secretly. Can you think about
that? Listen. What I was getting at with that is that yes, I recorded an episode of Thought Can where I got on whoever was available that day, and who happened to be available was Webb, Casey.
Dustin, I think.
Dustin? No, wait, then Casey wasn't there. Yeah, Dustin. Web, Dustin,
was not there.
me, and then Caddy. And
I'm just gonna,
that did not prove optimal.
guys.
That cast.
During this last episode, let me just be honest. I literally didn't know who Dustin was, and I still don't know who he is.
He's Dan's friend.
He's one of the first people I actually got to know online back in the day.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known him since starting high school.
Wow. That actually probes the
Let's send
question.
a picture.
So we all know that
Guys.
Love was a little boy when he started ThoughtCam,
Guys,
but
I can't wipe up the liquid. There's not fucking paper over here.
Love
Oh my god.
is spilling his beer everywhere. Or not beer.
No, it's not beer. It's a Jägermeister. No, listen, I will get.
That's
something.
gonna get, like, sticky as well.
I'm in
The
full
Jaeger, 'cause
mech mode.
Jaeger's so sugary.
I'm in full mech mode right now. So
Get like a damp cloth, dude. That's
by the way,
probably
mech
the
mode,
way
mech mode is when you're so drunk your body feels like it's being controlled like a mech.
to- Thank you, I couldn't tell.
I was going to ask Dan. So we all know that Love was a little baby boy when he did ThoughtCam, but how old were you?
I was 16.
I was 17.
Really?
'Cause yeah,
Wow.
because I would have been in, because I first appeared in 2015.
Yes.
I want to date check this. It was like January or February 2015,
Mm-hmm.
because I'd recently started high school.
Yeah.
Episode 6. Wow, this is...
Wow.
23rd of February. Okay, yeah, so I had just started 12th grade. I turned 18 the day I finished high school forever, which was pretty cool timing. So yeah, no, I would have been 17
Wow.
when ThoughtCam started, and I'm now 21.
Hot damn. Yeah, and it was like ThoughtCam was such a like afterthought at the time because at that point, personally, I was still into projects, like big projects, and so
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like our excuse to do Skype calls, really.
yeah, it was like, oh, I can make content really quickly, which is such a dumb idea. Don't do that. But don't have that mindset of like, just do it fast. Just who cares? Don't do that because it's gonna result in a lot of shit.
No,
But
but you can make great stuff with that.
It's a mixed like opportunity.
I think like the reason that it worked with ThoughtCam is because it was so like spur of the moment, and it was kind of a new thing for all of us that we were all running off of a kind of high and energy, like, oh, this is a really good idea, And so that energy just resonated with
guys.
every episode. Like, even if we had nothing to talk about, we still were thinking, like, no, we gotta get this train moving. We're doing a fucking podcast. We've never done this shit before, so we were, like, scrambling to find stuff. You could feel it in, like, our energy that we cared. And if we care, the audience cares.
Yeah, like, I don't necessarily miss the topics, but I did think it was kind of fun how it's like, okay, here's your prompt.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like everyone would sort of like do their little thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad that didn't carry over through the entire thing. Yeah, that was a fun little concept.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of why Tom and I did Fat Kookaburra Baby. It's like, okay, well, let's just zero
You
it.
didn't do it for that long, though.
Nah, well, because we're both busy, and, like, finding the time to edit. I didn't have good internet to upload, so it took me a long time to upload episode 1, which has, like, it could have better mixing, but I didn't fix it because of bad internet.
Yeah.
I don't think I even have the project files anymore.
Ah, damn.
It doesn't really matter, because, like, we just lost interest in doing podcasts
Yeah.
as much as we did. Like, because we did ThoughtCam, we did Talking and Drawing, I did Pizza Party, which was fun, but I'm not really a fit for the format. And Fat Kookaburra, yeah, and that would have been everything. And then around the time I sort of started getting to streaming, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable not doing so much podcasty stuff. So we just sort of ditched the channel. But we're thinking of ways to like just use it for something else. Like we might do just long plays where we're just like kicking back and forth,
Hey.
play a game,
You know,
maybe something.
the thing I love
Very chill.
about podcasting is that it provides a unique snapshot of your life at some point that you cannot get by just like looking at a picture or something. A podcast is your mannerisms. It's literally you talking about what you were doing at the time. It's your sense of it's literally just a raw recording of you talking for that period of time. It's fucking weird.
Good point.
It is. Yeah, no, it's bizarre. It's part of why I can't go back.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm just like,
2016.
My, like, perfect portal back to who I was is always the Dradek segments. Because I remember filming them, editing them. You say I have a bad memory, but what I always remember is, like, whatever project I'm working on. Like, I remember the exact mood I was in when I was making Phoenix Wright, episode 1. And then episode 2, I remembered I was in a completely different mindset, and that's why I broke it up into 2 pieces and then never finished the second half.
And I'm not saying a bad
people
memory.
people
I'm saying
carried
a
on
awesome.
about that part 2 for a long time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, even
Talked about it in the last episode.
even I, like, think back on it and I'm like, I don't know, why didn't I finish it? Because it's not like it's super hard. There's 4 cases in Phoenix Wright, and going through them all wouldn't really be that big a deal. It's just the fact that, like, I was thinking too big. I was thinking too much, like, well, it's got to be a show with all this stuff and et cetera, and it became something that I wasn't talented enough to actually do right, even though it didn't have to be like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was playing it up too much like it had to be something huge, and then I told myself, well, I can't make it huge, and therefore it just couldn't exist. God forbid I maybe downscale it a bit.
It's weird. I remember there was a time where I was Hayden's biggest fan, and I just kept trying to prod him to do Dradek segments subtly. I was just like, well, not subtly, you know. I would literally just say, like, Hayden, you need to
Love, I don't think it's physically possible for you to be subtle.
Listen, I can be very...
Especially not in this state.
I can be very subtle, okay? I can... hold on. The heck was I gonna...
Hold on.
The heck was I gonna say?
Wow,
You know,
Love, this is very subtle.
I am
of you.
trying to think of what I've been...
I can't even tell
I
you're
am
drunk.
trying to do... I'm trying to think of what I've been doing recently. Because what have I been doing recently? Well... Oh yeah, me and Kumbo, my IRL friend, we had a double feature movie night. I've captured footage of a lot of this, so there'll probably be a stupid vlog upload of it, but we watched Son of Godzilla, and then we
I
watched...
noticed you constantly posting
Yeah,
Baby
yeah.
Godzilla, and I was so happy to see that because I've been posting Baby Godzilla in other Discords for like 2
He
years.
looks so
now.
stupid. He's-
I love that stupid looking puppet so much.
The footage we captured of that is the funniest thing I've ever captured on tape, because it's us watching it and just like being like, oh my god, he's born, and the manses are just beating the shit out of him after he's born, and we're laughing so hard at breaking the audio equipment because we literally... There's just something so funny about them just beating the shit out of him as soon as he's born. But the second movie we watched in our double feature was Freddy Got Fingered.
I love
Yes.
Freddy Got Fingered so much. It is hysterical. Okay. So this died in the last recording, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna like steal the
Yeah.
spotlight.
Alright.
I went to America recently, and unfortunately, I did not have the funds to go see Haydn. But
Oh, wow. I don't know what the
Didn't
shit we
have the
do.
camera.
Probably
I mean,
just
it was-
wander around. Actually, there's places.
I was gonna say I just would probably visit. Like, be
He
like,
didn't
oh, yeah.
want to go to Twin Peaks.
But-
occasionally.
places in Washington to go. I don't know if you'd be interested in them, but there are places.
I'd be in tourist, so I'd be happy to go anywhere. Like, I was in North Carolina, dude. Like, you don't have to worry about having. Like,
we got sites, we got some
Sorry.
stuff, we got Seattle, etc.
No, North Carolina was pretty comfy. We went to Dollywood while we were there. Dolly Parton theme park. It was actually great. Tom loved it. He was absolutely smitten. But yeah, no, shit, I had a particular topic going into this. I'm just talking about trip to America. Oh, right. So I stayed with my friend Jordan in California, and great guy. He makes a fucking amazing old fashioned. The thing that got him into animating, that got him interested and inspired him, and he's doing really well now as an animator. It was Freddy Got Fingered.
Fucking hell.
It was watching Gord make up the characters and try to animate them and how he wanted to be an animator that got Jordan interested. That's like one of his inspirations.
Well.
Was because he really enjoyed Freddy Got Fingered. Like he didn't want to be like Gord, obviously, but he liked the whole animator idea. And and here he is now. Like he gets hired by a bunch of different like YouTube channels to do work for them and stuff. Like it's his full-fledged like career. Like good on
He's a
him.
good boy, yeah.
It's a very
He
good book.
exists.
But,
You always know that he's there because he always draws himself into all the animations.
I love that. I love how he makes himself, like... I know people have mixed opinions on it, but I love watching Jordan's Game Grumps animations, because he'll, like, sort of play with the audio a bit. He'll recontextualize it.
Fishing
I think that's a really cool idea. Yeah, well, Fishing Pole... The one I really like is... I like what he does with the comedy club. How he, like, introduces them and they come on stage, and it's like he recontextualizes them just having a conversation as, like, them doing a bit. There's another one he did as well where he does, like, a similar thing. I love that he does that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I saw Jordan, I saw Casey, Stu, Nolan,
God, you were all over the
I
world.
saw Dustin. Yeah, I went from West Coast to East Coast, back to LA for one day. I was in LA for 24 hours. And that was like one of the craziest days of the trip, because Jordan was like, at the beginning of the trip, he's like, oh, look, I might be able to set up a day to go to the Grump office. And I'm like, oh, that's sweet. I wouldn't pass that up. That sounds awesome. Like, I haven't really watched them frequently in a while. That'd be really cool. So he looks into that while I'm in other states. He gets a time confirmed. And he's like, yeah, this last day in LA, we're going to go to all these places. He was great. He showed me. We went to Amoeba Music, which if you're ever in LA and you're even slightly interested in music, go there. Or even if you're interested in film, they have a movie section. I picked up a foreign film. Really good Yakuza film from the 70s. Yeah, no, I went to the Grump office, which was surreal. Because I kind of was just like there. That was a hell of a time. I guess this is probably the last chance to really tell it on full can.
Yeah.
Because, like, we were introducing ourselves, and it's like, oh, so what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm studying in university, and I do, like, speedrunning as part of events. And then they asked the inevitable question of, like, oh, what's your main speed game? And I'm like, okay, you're gonna laugh. This is really ironic, but it's Sonic Adventure DX. And Aaron just, like, kind of laughed. He's like, of course it is. And I'm like, don't worry, I do think the game is busted. I'm not going to defend that. But, yeah, no, and then we're talking, and they were like, oh, when do you go back home? And I'm like, well, I go back tonight. And they're like, oh, damn. And I'm like, yeah, I'm really happy Smash came out, because I've been having a lot of fun with that. I haven't, like, been this in love with playing a Smash game, like, semi-competitively with friends since Smash 64. And, like, I'm just chatting with, some of the people who work there, and some other people, like, other YouTubers and animators. And then Aaron he was, like, typing something up on his, on, like, an iPad or whatever. So I was, leaving him alone. Because him and Ross seems like they were just doing their thing. And he sits down, and he pulls out a backpack next to me. He's like, alright, I heard someone say they were good at Smash. And he pulls out a Switch controller adapter and 2 GameCube controllers in one motion. And just, like, plugs it into the TV. And he's like, yeah, so who said that? And everyone kind of just, like, points at me, and I'm like, holy fuck. So yeah, I got to play some rounds of Smash with Aaron, which was surreal.
Did you kick his ass?
Okay, so I won the first round. I was playing Inkling at the time. I'm usually a Luigi guy.
Okay.
My current 3 in that game are Luigi, Inkling, and Ridley. And I'm toying around with other characters. I like Toon Link, I like Snake, but I'm not that good at them. I'm very good at Ridley at the moment. I really, really like Ridley. But yeah, when it launched, I was playing as Inkling. So I kind of had, like... I feel like I had a bit of a new character advantage. But I won the first round, and it was like, okay, that was pretty good. Then we do the second round, and he beat me, because he was Pikachu. He plays a pretty good Pikachu. He sets up a lot of, like, projectiles. And then the third round, something happened, and I fucked up my recovery. Which, really, that's my own fault. I should just take the stock, and that's my problem. But Aaron's like, oh, that's not fair. So he takes a stock as well. So now we're on 2 stock each. Then he fucks up a recovery, and I turn to him, I'm like, nah, Aaron, mates race, come on. And I throw myself off the ledge. So the last match was kind of just like, we were both on 1 stock, and then I won that one. But I feel like we were kind of even, so, no, it was really fun. He was great, he's really chill in person, just really down-to-earth guy. It was really nice. I talked about, F-Zero with him, and he just casually drops like, oh yeah, I own the F-Zero AX machine, and I'm like, Aaron, you can't just say that to me. I'm like, you can't just tell me you have that machine when I can't use it. He got a good laugh out of it.
You can't do this to me, man. Why you do me like this?
No, he was good. It was a good time. I wish I talked to Ross more, but he was pretty busy. And when I first saw him, I kind of, gave him a wave, because we were just going through the room. And I feel like, fuck, I should have spoken, because he would have picked up the accent. But no, he was chill. He's a very quiet dude, just kind of doing his thing. I think he might have been streaming, which is why I also didn't want to like distract him too much. But yeah, no, it was a nice place. Really cool of Jordan to send me there. It was Cali. I see what people mean when they criticize Los Angeles as a city, because it is very like huge, and it's probably one of those first cities I've been to where it feels like, holy shit, you can really get lost here.
Yeah.
And it's very 50-50. It's very easy to go from a nice area to a not nice area. It's both things, like side by side.
Oh yeah.
But like, I did really like Southern California regardless. I was near sort of Anaheim was where I was staying, Fullerton area. And yeah, it was beautiful. It was very nice.
Hey.
Yeah. The first day I was there, I was like, I could not sleep on the flight over. So I was like jet lagged as fuck. And we went back and forth between the local mall like 4 times.
Oh my god.
Because it wasn't far away. So like we went there and he's like, let's look around, and then he's like, oh, Kelsey's up, let's go back. So we go back. And then she was awake, and then we go back. And then it's like we're looking around, she's like, oh, I forgot my purse. So we go back, and then we come back again. So like, yeah, we went back and forth between them all, but it was great. I was having a time.
Oh man.
I went to watch the game, the David Fincher film with Jordan that night, and I just passed out on the couch. I just couldn't stay awake.
Nice.
And then like 5 minutes later, I like panic woke up because I must have realized I fell asleep. And he's like, "Yeah, no, we'll postpone this movie. You need to sleep." But I think I was up for like 36 hours or something ridiculous.
Goodness.
But it was great. Very, very fun. Many good stories.
God damn.
Oh yeah, and I finally got a motherfucking Xbox so I can play Jet Set Radio.
Oh
Future.
my
got
god! And
Xbox
Shenmue
One?
I can finally close the door on that chapter of being unable to play that game for years.
Did you get an Xbox One?
As in an OG.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay, good,
original.
an original. Because if you would have gotten an Xbox One, I would punch you in the fucking nose. Oh.
No, which made me want to break dance tonight. No, I got the OG.
I have that, and it's propping up my record collection. It's so fucking thick. It's a thick boy. The console is so giant.
Actually, Love, on that note, you want to know where my Xbox original is?
Where is it?
It's propping up my computer right now.
It is seriously great for propping up shit, because it's giant.
It's an amazing doorstop.
It's got some fun games on it too. Like I still feel like it's a shame they didn't come to other systems, but it's nice. It's a cool. It's got some cool games. What is it? Dustin gave me a game called Outrun 2 because he's like, you're gonna love this game. It is made for you. And it's just this arcade racing. I mean, it's Outrun, but with like spruced up graphics, and the drifting feels just perfect. It's a fantastic game. But yeah, I got Jet Set Radio Future, obviously, which I don't have the best copy for speedrunning, but I mean the option's there if I want to do it because American copies are good for that. And then I got a bunch of other like weird little games. There's one here I need to find. We're up in this cupboard. Oh yeah, I got Ninja Gaiden Black. That's a really good hack and slash. I got this really bizarre game called Malice. Because it looked really stupid.
Is it a prequel to Hatred?
It's yes. No, it basically screams, I am a mid-2000s platformer that wants to appeal to the teen demographic. Like, it's got that, like, it's not edgy, but it has that, like, you know, the word edgy's kind of been ruined, but it's basically an edgy-looking game.
Right.
In that fun platformer way still. Kind of like Scalar and Vex, those kinds of games.
Sure,
it's that sort of game.
Yeah.
And I just played a little bit of it at Dustin's place, and I'm like, this is awful. I love it. So I actually took Dustin's copy and I ordered one off Amazon to his place as like a replacement. Because I found he never knew about this. This was crazy. He's got this amazing retro game store near where he lives, and he never thought to look one up until I looked one up. And I'm like, oh, let's see what there is around here. So he finds this place, and he's like, yeah, I go there like monthly now. And I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, no, I found a couple of like hidden gems while I was in Connecticut.
I only had a few games for my original Xbox when I had it, because, I just bought it because, like, original Xboxes are cheap as all fuck. You just buy it for, like, a singular dollar and just fucking get it home. But
The problem is though, if you want to get an NTSC one, they're fucking the size of the Milky Way, so they cost $1 billion in shipping.
I think the PAL ones are too, because mine is fucking gigantus. But that's not a word.
Oh no, like no matter what Xbox you get, they're big.
But the game I always played, I didn't play that much, but I played for a little bit. It's one of those games that I just play for fascination. Is the fact that there was a Half-Life 2 port for the original Xbox.
Yeah,
That's fascinating to me. That's like a tech demo for me. It's like, wow, they actually fit it on there. I don't know. That's fascinating.
It's crazy.
You know. I was gonna say about like, you know, the whole like going to friends across the world or whatever thing. There was a while where I was just in the back of my mind thinking, God, I want to move in with Haydn. And every time we talked about it, Haydn would be like, yeah, that. And I don't totally understand why, because like it's just an insane suggestion. And he would just be like, John, we live.
And then Love forcefully moved into my house, which made me want to break his
Honestly, no, completely. If I was completely voluntary, where I would live where Haydn lives, because Washington is literally like my town, because it is the shooting location for Twin Peaks, which is fucking amazing. So I want to be there.
That is true.
It's a nice, pleasant little place, and it's like my town, and it has forest, which a lot of the US does not, which I like. It has what are they called?
Hills.
Pines, whatever.
We got evergreens.
Why isn't Tom here? Tom should just be here to
Yeah, Tom would instantly
Dude,
know.
Tom should...
He'd pull up his coffee table of every tree in Twin Peaks.
Dude, Tom should just be here to affirm my Twin Peaks references and nothing more.
No, it's... He's just like... He's on the ball with Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, what have I watching?
Oh yeah, I picked up a bunch of NTSC PS2 games as well, because Stu just gave me his PS2 while I was at his place.
Shit.
Whoa.
And then, this was crazy. I was leaving Dustin's place, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, I should, like, get you to ship me, I'll buy it, but, like, I'll pay for the shipping and stuff, but I should get you to ship me a, PS1 copy of MGS1. Like a physical one. Because I saw one at the game store, but I was, like, low on money at that point in the trip, because I was nearly done. So I was like, I don't want to spend too much. And then Dustin's just like, oh, I have a dual case PS1 copy of MGS1. I don't use it. I have another copy in a PS2 case. Here you go. And I'm just like, what? So,
well,
like, yeah, so Dustin just gave me a physical MGS1 copy, and I showed it to, my fucking girlfriend, and she was like, this game sounds so cool. Because I told her about how, like, because, like, I don't usually talk about games with her, but she was really interested. And I was like, alright, well, this game's really cool, because it has a lot of, like, lateral puzzles that use, like, physical media. I don't want to give it away. It's really cool. She's like, that's really cool. Yeah, no, so now, I mean, MGS1 is one of those games where I think it really suffers from not having physical content. Because, like, yeah, the puzzles are still solvable. Well, the puzzles, like with Meryl, how it's like, oh, it's on the back of the box. If you have the PSN version, you just open the manual and it says, yeah, Meryl's codec is this. That's it. It's just right there. It's
that's
like,
not as cool.
And, like, when you're fighting Psycho Mantis and you have to switch the controller ports, doing that physically is really cool, but how do you do it in the PS3 version? You pause the whole fucking game, switch controller ports, it's laborious, it's slow, it's bad.
Yeah, and on that note, I would like to recommend something. Yeah. Everyone, go download Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game right now.
That is...
Yeah, because it's emulatable now.
Is it?
I was making a joke, I was like, it literally isn't possible anymore, but I guess it is possible now.
Yeah, you can run it on an Xbox 360 emulator. I mean, it's not a perfect solution. But yeah, no, you can...
You can actually...
the thing that's...
you can actually emulate PT as well.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I was at Dustin's house, and he's like, "Okay, you've never been able to play PT for years. Here we go." And somehow I managed to like break the game. I could not make it progress. And he's like, "What the hell have you done?"
Oh my god!
And so like, and he's like, and I'm like, because I was just playing blind. I was just going through the game, and it would just constantly loop, and like we would get signs of progression, but then it would go back. And I'm just like, I'm just doing my thing. I'm just having fun looking around and like checking out. Because I think it was Fox Engine, just looking at the detail. And he had a guide pulled up, and he's like, I don't know what the hell you've done. And I'm like, you know what? I got to walk around with the controller. I'm fine watching a playthrough now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I mean, PT's neat. It's good that you're able to emulate.
PT just makes me depressed, just honestly, because it is
such an amazing fucking like teaser for your game, because it's like
I was upset.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I don't think it's replaceable. I was upset until Resident Evil 7 came.
yeah.
And I was like, this isn't the same as a Silent Hill game, but this is scratching that itch, and it's like a really nice comeback for Resi.
Yeah.
Like, I actually think Resi 6 is extremely fun. It is such a stupid game, and it's terrible, and I absolutely adore it, and I it is a proud part of the
I
Resident Evil
still
pantheon
need to
for me.
play it.
But I'm so... Play it co-op. Play it co-op, and make sure you play it co-op.
No, yeah.
is the
My
most I
brother
can say.
keeps getting on my
Like,
ass about how we have to play Resident Evil 7, and we just haven't
Six?
been able to link up schedules. But six. Yeah, we have to play
Okay.
6. Yeah.
There's a big difference.
when you play 6, fail every quick time event you're given.
Yeah.
Just trust me. Just trust me.
All right.
Just fail every single one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Is this like a Spider-Man 3 on the PC kind of situation?
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, that's a really good comparison, actually. It's a lot
I'm
like
going
that.
to die.
I'm going to the.
I mean, I don't know if you can top that, but Resi 6 has some funny moments.
Awesome.
The quick time.
All right.
But yeah, no, it's game preservation sucks. I talked about this like a couple months ago with some friends. It's unfortunate. Like, things are the way they are. It do be like that.
I was talking about this in my stupid ass Nintendo video I made a few months ago, and it really bothers me how like there isn't a serious effort to fucking like make like properly either just preserve the shit, or once again, as the music industry got this under the fucking, they got this on their shit, they reissue shit. Just reissue old games. Just do it. Just in the same way you would a fucking vinyl. Add extra shit if you have to. I don't care. Just fucking, I don't.
Yeah, like, although I do think music benefits from probably being one of the easiest formats to store.
Yeah.
Whereas games are like probably the most complex. But like, I agree with you there. It sucks how games get so wrapped up in rights battles of like, oh, who owns
Actually, I just realized they have done that, because I saw in my game store a few years ago, I saw they were like selling these in wrapper like little copies of Final Fantasy VII for the PS1, and they were newly produced.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
I don't know if that's a common thing, but I saw that there were like several PS1 games that they had newly produced and was selling just like that.
That's insane. I've never seen that. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, region locking is a tool of the fucking devil, okay?
What?
Because
Oh, you know something that makes me really happy
What?
is it's funny that this particular game would arrive shortly before recording the final forecast. This is how I knew Haydn to begin with. A GameCube copy of Rayman 3 came in the mail like last week. And it's because I was thinking of speedrunning it and just playing around with it, because the GameCube has optimal glitches and shit. But it's an American copy because the NTSC version is specifically better for speedrunning. So the Wii I have was given to me for free by a friend because he has a GameCube, a Wii, and a Wii U. He had not used the Wii because he used the GameCube for GameCube games, the Wii U for Wii and Wii U games.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, just take my homebrewed Wii, and I'm like, holy shit.
Oh.
So I found out you can just put on a homebrew application that disables region checking on startup, and your Wii is just region free.
Right.
So it's not restricted from speedrunning or anything. So I was not going to use that Wii that much, aside from maybe like plugging in USB games or PAL games. But yeah, no. So I'm just able to play Rayman 3 NTSC on my which is fantastic. Fuck region locking. It's so lame. I have it's why I have an American Xbox, because certain games, if you want to run them, they won't let you use a hacked Xbox. Like I was thinking of doing SpongeBob a little while back, but I haven't really made good on that to speedrun. But I mean, it's a fun game. They don't let you mod your Xbox, so it's lame. And then like I have two PS2s, but thank God the PS2 Slim is so tiny, because that's not really an issue. But yeah, no, I love my NTSC PS2 collection is like so tiny, but it's got like, it's like all good games except DMC2, because I have the DMC trilogy in NTSC. I have fucking God Hand, a physical copy of God Hand. So happy about that.
That's a game and a half.
I found it. I know, right? I found it in box with manual with disc, and it was heavily discounted because there's a slight marking on the bottom right of the front cover.
Yeah,
And I'm like, okay, but you have the disc and manual and case though. Why are you only charging $40 for this? You can charge $100 easy.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd pick that up.
Yeah, there are a lot of weird things like that in collector communities where you're just like, dude, I'm not gonna question this, but okay.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I think I got an original pressing of, like, the first Jimi Hendrix album for, like, $3 because it was in slightly bad shape.
Oh my god.
That's insane. I don't know, shit like that is just weird. Collector communities are a little weird in that way.
There are some things I like to collect, and then there's stuff like my N64. That's another system I have two of. I have two fucking N64.
N64,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I have a Japanese one, so I can play, like, American and Japanese games.
Oh, that's great.
And,
You're a true speedrunner boy.
I know, right? I've got all these goddamn systems. I have an EverDrive for that thing with every N64 game on it. So I don't buy N64 games.
Yeah.
I mean, I legally own every ROM on that SD card with physical copies. The cartridges just happen to break. But yeah, no, it's really handy having the EverDrive. It's like, there's no real good way to get a bunch of N64 games anymore. And it's nice to be able to play, like, prototypes on the actual hardware and, like, betas of games.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So it's cool.
The funny thing is that the reason I brought this up wasn't for a normal reason like that. For me, it was way nerdier reasons. It was because I'm literally trying to buy fucking anime and I can't find the fucking Blu-rays in a European fucking format because they're always like, hey, this is in different format. I was like, dude, I want to support your fucking show, but it's goddamn in the American region locking. I don't give a fuck, dude. I kill people.
So.
Okay, so here's a public message for the people who made, for example, A Place Further Than the Universe. Produce that fucking Blu-ray so I can buy it and give you my disgusting fucking dosh. It's an amazing show. Everyone watch it and then kill yourself. Well, I'm not gonna take another shot.
So,
you know what? It's a bad idea.
The episode. No, don't take another shot. But I think that we should actually wrap this up for the last time.
Well, okay, so let's get everything out of the way. Let's have a little think here. Like, what do we want?
Absolutely everything out of the way. Anything that you've ever wanted to say on ThoughtCan that's not illegal, you can say it now. Just so that I could be on ThoughtCan.
ThoughtCan is the highest quality podcast I've been on. And every time I was on, I was excited to see it come out because it is truly... it is truly well done, and yeah, nice stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when I first did it, it was like one of the first big online things, really. And like, it was a bit up and down. I think there's a point in the middle where I think everyone agrees it got a bit bloated, but it's kind of nice to see it get a bit of focus and come back in the this sort of last couple, like last 10, 15 episodes.
I think I wasn't fully admitting it, but I always sort of thought of this as like the final season, and I wanted it to feel like focused and like...
Yeah, like that last, like, sort of victory lap. The best kind of elements. No, it's been nice.
The art style's decent, we're all like just together. Everybody gets a chance to have an episode to themselves where they, make a lot of jokes, say a lot of stuff.
I was talking about this with Dan earlier, and I do find it fascinating that I think I believe, Haydn, this might apply for you too, I think we are all in the same room as in when we recorded the first episode of ThoughtCan.
Really?
Yeah, I'm in the same room as when
I'm still in my bedroom. Yeah.
This is an existential nightmare.
So,
oh, we all need to move.
I mean, I was in high school at the time.
Fair.
I'm like still finishing up uni. I'm really starting. But yeah, no, he's right. It's like it's a lot of. I mean, really, I go back with Haydn to 2013.
Same here.
Is how far it goes back. So that's even further.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was in 10th grade, that's like a life.
Dude, I was fucking 15 when I first started talking to Haydn, and he was like, "Show me your dick," and I was like,
I didn't say that, love. You can't say that on a...
He said, please.
No, but I
You can't
remember.
say
I
that on a
remember
public server, you
No,
piece of shit.
I remember when I was first like talking to Haydn. It was really fun because like it was always like I would just like wake up at like 4 a.m. and I would just call Haydn. He would always be there. I don't know how, but Haydn would always just be there. We talk about stupid bullshit.
I think our sleep schedules just somehow synced up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It's bizarre. Nowadays, I take you for granted so hard.
Yeah, you message me, you tell me like, love, I'm going to cut off your paycheck, and I'm like, don't pay me. It's like, I mean from your job. I'm going to literally go into your bank account, hack it. I'm going to take out the money.
I've made a couple calls, and they have agreed that you are a big gay, a big
And then
stanko.
after that, the day after he messaged me, it's like, do you like your mom? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, well, okay, well, no.
How much do you like her? Do you know?
Do you like her 10
How much is that worth in dollar form?
See, this is so weird, because this is the final moments of vodka, and I just don't know what to say. You know,
I was thinking about it earlier today at work. Like, what the fuck do you say to like a thing that I've done casually for almost 5 years? You know?
Yeah.
I have this thing where like, I'm so glad Vodkan doesn't have a theme song, because there's a thing that will make me fucking cry every fucking time.
Oh,
yes!
they like slow it down and do
No,
yeah.
when a show brings back the theme song right in the climax, it makes me fucking die every time it does it. But Vodkan can't do that because it doesn't have a theme song. Chilling Skeletons could do that because we have. So go check out Chilling Skeletons because it's way better and it's actually going to continue. This is like.
I like how you're like, this is the best produced podcast I've been on. By the way, watch my show.
See, listen to the thing. This is like a meme. It's like Chad Chilling Skeletons, Virgin Vodkan. It's like Chilling Skeletons has funny jokes. We don't take out the N-word. And let's see here. We have skeletons. We have a funny intro. We have a nice intro. We have Dylan and Owen.
I will be on some episodes.
And Chilling Skeletons is still in existence.
Okay. You know what?
Everyone
I
migrate to
actually have
Chilling
something that I can say about
Go
ThoughtCam.
ahead. Make a speech here.
And
Make your speech.
so, as you guys know, ThoughtCan went through a lot of iterations, and that's because I was getting really bored with the project. Like, we went a bunch of places, we did a bunch of shit, etc., etc. And the storyline thing happened actually because of a turning point for ThoughtCan, and that was the episode "It's Not Me, It's Stu," which I to this day I still say is the funnest episode of ThoughtCan, and I wasn't even on it. That was the one where fucking I left the show, and your boy Stu was in charge of ThoughtCan for the whole goddamn episode.
That was a good one.
It was. You know what's great about it? I don't even know if the episode was good or not. That didn't matter because we made it this big creative thing where like the fucking moon exploded or some shit. And then this whole cacophony of creativity just flowed out, and that was the most fun for me, was trying to see how far you could bring it. That's what made ThoughtCan so fun, was like, what could we do if it was like an episode that we just record out of random, working off of our friends' energy. But like, you try to make this stuff seem like it's so professional and stuff, but at the end of the day, we're all just stupid. And we're all feeling this out. But we work off of our emotions, and we work off of what makes us laugh. And that's how we know it works. It's like, are we laughing? Then it's funny. Yeah. And I have one last thing. I was going to end ThoughtCam with this.
Did you like my gentle harmonica?
Oh, I loved it very much.
I don't know how much you want to do. Like how much of a thing it is, but I guess like it's really crazy because finally going to the States last year and doing that trip, that was kind of like closing a really big chapter, like my whole life.
Yeah.
And it's fitting that this happens like so soon after. So it's been real. It's been There's a lot of memories to look back. There's always something tied to an episode that's just stuff.
Well, and
it's been good.
And like getting into YouTube and stuff, I met all of you guys from making like the YouTube videos, but there was a part of me that thought, like, I have to somehow make something from these interesting people that I know. And so that's why I wanted to collaborate with Love all the time. I wanted to make like an animation or something, and that's why we wanted to make that one fucking awful video, The Robber, which is terrible.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it never happened.
It actually, it's in a video I made called Unreleased Videos Part 2. You can see the entire thing there and the process for it.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and ThoughtCam was just this attempt to try and get all of my friends on, and yeah, it's interesting because I don't know how much I actually will interact with you guys now that it's over.
Excuse me, what?
Well, Love, obviously
Well,
you.
No, I think that's directed more at me because I talk to so many people. It's just been
Dan.
a while since I just sort of hung out.
Dan, this isn't a joke. I want to talk
But-
more to you and Tom. So, I want to get contrived reasons to talk to you and Tom because
And
I mean, we can probably just invite you to
Yeah.
calls provided.
do it. Just ask me whenever you feel.
beauty.
I-
And even like
Sure.
people.
Listen, I'm just gonna say, I think this was a great finale for Vodkan. Just say,
That's great. I'm glad.
yeah.
And
And,
even-
I know
and
how
even,
to
like-
judge things.
And even like VZ and Webb and all them, it's strange
You
how
know
many
what?
people have been on ThoughtCan, because like sometimes we'll get a one-time guest who will never show up again, like Mark. Does anyone remember Mark?
Marcus the Sheep, yeah.
Oh man, that episode. Isn't that like the only other time the audition fucked up on you?
Yes, that's the only other time. Audition fucked up, and I brought on my friend Skylar, who's best known from the streams, and Mark, who nobody knows. He was on one episode, and then he never wanted to be on any more ThoughtCan again. And that's that. And it was at that point that I was like, fuck, I need to like just make an established cast. This is getting ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that was the wake up call there.
I don't
so,
know why I'm crying.
Dude, I remember how chaotic the old Vodkan episodes were, where everyone would send shit in the chat constantly and just expect them
Yes!
to put it in.
I just kind of
but-
I feel like it detracted in a bad way why I stopped doing it.
Yeah. What the hell was
Well,
the
and
name?
it made the link dump become huge. It was every single picture that we posted.
Yeah.
And sometimes you guys would make like screen caps, so I'd have to just upload them
Oh,
to
yeah.
Imgur and be like, okay, now link them to
That was
Imgur,
fucking
and I'd have
stupid.
to spend like 30 minutes dealing with that shit. But the funny thing is, like, I didn't care. I didn't care because I thought this is just a part of the process. And it was still exciting for me because I loved that I was trying to create a system.
You know, if we're gonna have all our T's crossed and our I's dotted, I'm going to just say, I remember during the initial Vodkan period where we had the other John, the one who never made it into a single episode. I think he was never in an episode.
He was
And
in
he-
one.
Yeah, and he suggested we rename the podcast to Yogurt All Stars or some shit. And,
He did. He
yeah,
said the
and-
Yogurt All-Stars.
And I think at some point he just messaged me, and I was just like, wait, what is he talking about? And he was just getting weirdly confrontational, and then that sort of just ended. And, you know, I'm just literally just leaking out everything. So it's like, well, this is the end.
No. Let's all back up here for a second. I don't know how old this guy was either, so he could have just been a young guy that got
He
wrapped
was
up in the
85
excitement
years
of
old.
making a
I
show.
remember.
And I want to say as well, he left a message on a ThoughtCan episode, and he basically just said, "Wow, I'm really happy to see the ThoughtCan took off in such a big way. It's you guys are doing a great job." And like that's
You know, second John, if you're listening to this, I don't know how much this means coming from a drunk, fucking disgusting human being, but you're okay, okay? You know, I don't mind.
yeah.
I was gonna say, I think we took a piss out.
Yeah.
A tiny
Yeah,
bit.
it's
Listen,
like-
John, I'd kill you
he's
if
a
I saw you.
No.
I'm just kidding.
And anyways, yeah, ThoughtCam was such a cacophony of like ideas, of bringing guests on. But it was fun, you know? It was one of those fun, big projects. Whereas all my other projects were very personal, very, you know, to yourself. I never collaborated as much as I did with ThoughtCam. It was crazy.
You could make an entire fucking behind the music on Vodkan just behind the people and where they ended up.
Honestly, you could like just like talk with each member.
Because
That'd be
there are
great to
just
see what-
listen. I'm not going to say specific, but holy shit, things have happened.
I mean, yeah.
People go places.
People go places, things happen, people, say things and go places and want things and then can't do them things. And it happens, yeah. Especially a creative endeavor when you collaborate with multiple personalities. Do you guys remember D&D Can?
I literally do not, actually.
Never fucking happened.
Wait, that was something that you planned it because it was when Casey was really into doing online D&D, and Tom as well.
Hey.
And it just was like very hard to organize, and I wasn't really into the idea of tabletop online.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the same kind of charm.
I did a couple tabletop things online with Skylar, and they were pretty fun, admittedly. But again, it's Thought Can, so it's like, how is that going to be interesting? Unless we.
Yeah, that's something for like a stream.
Yeah, it's like unless we can make really good visuals, and that was the idea. Stu was going to make the visuals, I guess, and so he already drew all of our characters. We had like a half idea of how we're going to do it, but the problem was we just couldn't organize people, and it's like, okay, well then that's it.
I think that might have been right before we realized, oh man, maybe we shouldn't have a million people.
Yeah. It was about around that time. Well, that's also when I started noticing a lot of people didn't want to do Thought Can. So, getting people on the show, I'd ask people like, hey, who wants to do this next Thought Can? I would not be planned at all. I'd just yell into the crowd, hey, who wants to be on the next Thought Can?
Yeah, I remember that.
And then fucking, then we had a big ass hiatus, and I started focusing on like a storyline, which funny enough, the storyline actually is pretty good. It just doesn't make sense for Thought Can, What I had planned was pretty good, but it was also a lot. It was very lore-y. It was it was a lot. And so I took all of that shit and I actually put it towards a short story that I'm writing. So, recycle,
Yeah.
Shit.
Everyone, check out those girls.
Check out Chilling Skeleton. Honestly, guys, if you want to keep seeing a podcast that has me and Love, and maybe Dan,
And possibly Dan. I hope Dan. Honestly, I want to get Dan on.
I mean, just don't ask me the day.
Okay,
yeah, no.
And I should be fine.
Here's a rule of thumb: call them 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got a lot of like work in university.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'd be down.
Yeah, check out Chilling Skeletons 100%. I will be on it, and you know what? I'll probably be funnier because I don't have to be the damn host. So
Yeah.
I have more of a cadence to be a little turd.
Yeah. And I'll like rearrange Haydn's audio to make it so he confesses the crime.
No! Don't make me do that!
Yeah. Great. And I'll like blackmail Haydn for the audio.
No! And guys. This is actually kind of fitting too because the first few episodes that we had, first it was me, Love, and John, and then it was me, Love, John, and Dan. Yeah. And John is technically here as the editor.
Hey John, put a single audio clip of yourself and you're going, put that in.
And I have that little clip from the end of Rayman 3. It's like, hey, we're back where we started.
Hey, we're back where we started. Looks like we get a full night's
That was
sleep
like one of the
after
first.
all.
When I was a kid, like there were certain games when I beat them, I'd be very emotional. That was one.
Oh.
Superstar Saga and Mario 64. I like beating those was a treat.
Oh, for sure. It was a treat for me to beat Majora's Mask.
Oh, definitely.
Getting all the masks together and it was the best.
And can you fade in the Super Mario 64 like credits theme here? That'd be great.
Okay.
Honestly,
Actually,
Just make everyone cry with that music.
Actually, I should say one more thing because this was the thing I was going to end Thought Can on. I planned this a year ago, by the way.
Yeah.
Actually, probably 2 years ago now. So, now the Thought Can's wrapping up. I actually have something that I need to tell not only you but to the audience, and I'm curious if you guys also did the same.
Oh my god.
The stories that we told on Thought Can, exactly half of the stories that I told were absolute lies.
What?
half of the stories that I told on ThoughtCan were to fill time. I created a story and was like, this will fill time.
What the? Hayden, let me tell you, none of the stories I told on ThoughtCan were lies, to my detriment. You need to understand, I've told shit on here that I do not want this on me.
You know, you could have just lied for the first time and been like, yeah, all those stories that embarrassed me, they were
Everything I've said on ThoughtCan was fictional and I lie, thank you.
I stretched some details in older episodes for sure, and I might have maybe tacked on like an alternative to it that makes it a little more interesting. I don't think I ever made up anything totally fake.
Right.
But yeah, no, like I'm certain like I embellished stuff in stories just to make it more interesting.
And sometimes I embellish
I've
too,
ever said
but
is
I think
satire.
you just
It
do
did
that
not
without
happen.
thinking.
Isn't it funny that like I like embellished everyday stories, and then everything on this episode is 100% true? But if you go back to like 4 years ago and you heard me be like, yeah, I played Smash Brothers with Aaron Hansen, you'd be like, fucking bullshit. But like,
You know what?
it's just funny to end on
That's
that.
really true. That is a crazy story to have for the last episode. My God.
I know, it's a nice little like, holy hell. It was great. It's a good
I'm
time.
sure it
Let me-
was.
Let me end ThoughtCan on a single word, okay? And this is where
Okay.
you're going to cut. This is where it ends, right here. AIDS. End the
What?
podcast. End the
What?
podcast.
No! I'm not ending a fucking podcast like that. Listen,
Oh.
to all the people that were on ThoughtCan, whether that be, John or Dan or Love.
Or John.
Or Dan Hall, or Webb, Lorex, or VZ, fucking Stu, Casey, Nace, Skylar for like one episode, good old Mark, Nolan, who came on consistently on the podcast and was just such a sport. Everybody.
Caddy, when he
Tom-
came on.
Tom-
Tom, of course, Tom. Christ.
Tom, naturally. I thought I said Tom. Yeah,
Oh, maybe
I might have not, actually. But yeah, Tom, fucking Fug. Brittany for like 2 seconds when she called up on the phone. I was yelling at Skylar at like 3
Hayden's
in the
dad.
morning.
Hayden's dad for reason.
My dad.
Yeah.
Thank you all, and thank everyone for coming on to ThoughtCan. Thank you for that one ThoughtCan animated that happened, or a ThoughtCanimated.
Oh, yeah, I remember when I wanted to I'd push that pun as a shitty joke, and then people actually picked it up, and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all the love in the world to them for this 5-year project. It has been nuts. This is the first time that we did a community. This is the first time that it was a success. And this is the first time that I have ever had the chance to establish this kind of connection with so many different people. And I probably will never get this chance again. So, to that, yeah, thanks.
I'm a broken, socially inept human being who uses podcasts to fuel his own fucking not wanting to go outside and meet human beings, and I use podcasts purely to be able to talk, and I can't do it. I just can't talk to people, and I just can't make social connections.
I'm assuming you've already ended the record.
I have not ended my recording yet.
I'm gonna go ahead and end mine.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, bye-bye, everybody.